Welcome, everybody. We are back, the H3 podcast. We were not here last week because we were making an H3 video about all the protests going on. So we are back, and I'm very happy to be back. Today's episode is sponsored by MeUndies, Stamps.com, and TeddyFresh.com. Got a couple of restocks in, including this shirt and several others. William Osmond was meant to be last week. He's going to be next week. And Oliver Tree is going to be on July 17th. So, with that being said, Hila, you are COVID-free. I know that because I went with you to get tested. We are all COVID-19 free.
Yeah, we all got tested, and it was really easy to do, which I was so surprised. And we got the results the next day. So
Was it the next day?
Yeah.
Wow.
Next day.
LA is doing a really good job. It's crazy. So Dodger Stadium, which is in like the heart of Los Angeles, has this massive parking lot. And because of the sports are shut down currently, they turned it into this massive testing site where you drive through with your car. And I was afraid I was going to get the scooper, the brain scooper.
The swab.
They swab out a piece of your brain. But actually, they leveled up. And all they do is give you a little swab. You like cough and phlegm in your mouth, and you just swab parts of your mouth, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I recommend everyone to go get it done if they can. I think it's awesome that it's available finally.
I think in LA, I don't know if it's true of the rest of the world or the rest of the country,
Yeah,
but in LA for sure, you can get that test done. And everybody I know got it done, so it was awesome. So I got nervous, though, when I saw that email. They're like, Ethan, your COVID test is in.
Yeah.
It's like that STD test when you're in college. You're like, oh, baby, here we go.
Did you do that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, everybody gets STD tests, right? You ever got one?
I don't even know.
You might have.
I
You might have some shit.
think I do.
Wow, Hila, we got to get you tested. Oh, I think I would have noticed by now.
Yeah, probably.
So let's talk about the protests. I have a lot to say about this issue. And I'm glad I gave it some time to breathe. I made a video on H3, our main channel, H3 Productions, talking about my experience with the police, which some of you probably saw. And my anecdote was simply that I have been stopped by the police twice. I've had 2 encounters with the police in my life. And both times ended without any incident at all and just totally letting me off. One of the times I had weed and a bong in my trunk, and I drove off the freeway because I was nervous and I didn't want to pull over on the side of the freeway because I didn't know what to do. I was an early driver, and it was so shady, you know. And I'm thinking back on those times, and I'm like, man, if I was black, those probably would have turned out differently. And not only that, if I would have gone to jail, my whole life would have been fucked up.
Or if you just didn't
Or
even make
if I was killed.
Yeah.
Which is obviously even worse. Which is what happened to George Floyd.
Yeah.
And this whole Black Lives Matter movement, I'm glad to see that it's actually gaining ground now, because previously it was even a controversial statement to say Black Lives Matter. It was like
Or it was like radical.
yeah, it was radical for some reason.
Right.
But I think the experience that someone like me and us here in this office have, like coming from like white suburbs, it's hard to even honestly fully empathize with the experience of being black in America, you know. But I think it's starting to come into view for people. Just like, it's the whole system, right? From policing, police brutality, and the criminal justice system, where states have contracts from private prisons, and the states have to guarantee to keep the prisons full. It's mental. I don't know if you guys have seen the Netflix documentary 13th about the 13th Amendment. When slavery was abolished, the 13th Amendment, they added one exception for prisoners. All men are free except prisoners can be slaves. And ever since that amendment was passed, black people have been incarcerated. right? And painted as criminals. And it's a really extraordinary documentary. They show
so upsetting to watch.
Yeah, they make it very clear how people have used this.
They've used all this different terminology to basically still say underlying messages of racism. Like, we're gonna fight these criminals. And then they criminalize black people for nothing. They're not criminals. You know, they'll portray them as criminals and put them in prison and make them seem scary. And then also the whole war on drugs. The underlying tone was black people.
Yeah.
Going after black people.
Right. And
Mexicans, I guess, too.
Yeah. Minorities in general.
Yeah.
But it showed, like, after the Civil War ended and the 13th Amendment was passed, it was really interesting because they showed how there was immediately propaganda to paint African Americans as violent criminals, as, like, rapists that would go after white women, which is ironic, they point out, because it was actually the white slave owners who were raping and victimizing black
women.
People since, for 250 years. And afterwards. Think about this, You have to understand that it hasn't been that long. Like, this country, there was about 250 years of slave trading, bringing Africans on a boat over to the Americas to be slaves. And then after the Civil War, there was like another 100 years of actual legal discrimination, Jim Crow laws, which is like you can't drink from the same fountains, you can't use the same hotels, you can't use the same bathrooms, this kind of shit. My dad was born in 1950. Those laws were still on the books in 1950.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It wasn't that long ago. So when you think about systemic racism, you go like, well, sure, there's nothing on the penal code that is racist, but think about this. 250 years of slavery, 100 years of Jim Crow laws, which is actual legal discrimination. And then that stuff ended in like 1960, the 1960s was when the civil rights movement was. So that was like 60 years ago now. So you have 350 years of oppression and 60 years. And people expect black people to have accumulated the same amount of wealth. And then another part, so this is another part of systemic racism that I think kind of shows the problem here. A large part of public schools are funded in large part by property taxes. So when you live in a middle class, upper middle class, or rich suburb, the schools are going to be much better funded because the property value is much higher. If you go to a poor neighborhood, they're getting way less funding simply by the way that property tax works. So to that end, you have more poverty. You have worse schools. That alone is proven to increase crime, lower education. So you have, in a way, this systemic racism because you have this people that were brought here, were enslaved and discriminated against for hundreds of years, and now people expect them to just they're at an incredible disadvantage. There's just no way about it. And then the system of oppression about, like, the privatizing our jails, and then states guarantee to keep these jails full, and so they make laws like 3 strikes you're out, and the war on drugs. And what was the one? And so they're keeping the prisons full, and they're painting black people as criminals and thugs and drug users, and they're filling the prisons up with black prisoners. The stats on black prisoners is astounding. It's astounding. 25% of all prisoners in the world are in America.
Yeah, that stat is insane.
And then what's the percentage of prisoners that are black? It's Dan. Can you look that up? I think it's like 40%. Even though,
yeah, I think it's 40.
Even though,
Looking it up.
So Black Americans make up 12% of the population and 40% of the prison population. And by the way, they statistically use drugs as much as white people, but they get arrested for it like 6 times more often. So
Zach just looked it up. It's 37.
37%. That's way off. I mean, they commit crime at the same rate as white people. But the whole justice system is just so corrupt. I've been saying that for a long time. I mean, we need to empty these fucking jails. This is a travesty. This is a absolute human travesty that we have so many millions of people in our prison system right now for nonviolent offenses.
And then not to mention what conditions they're in when they're in prison, and not to mention what happens when they get out. I always think about that moment when they get out, they have nothing, they have to readjust to whatever happened with society, like everything's different. They have no career. Got start from zero.
And it's actually worse than that because when you're a felon, or even if you have a criminal history, it's stacked against you because it's harder to get a job. You have to disclose that you have a criminal record.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't vote.
And felons can't even vote. And the thing is, like, people think of prison as like rehabilitation centers. It's not. I mean, that's true in other countries. I think, technically speaking, you think of prison, it should be for rehabilitating. But actually, our prison system is so brutal, so overpopulated, so inhuman. It's not a rehabilitation center. It's just a slavery, right? And actually, they use this human resource that they have there to work. They do slave labor, and a lot of companies depend on this slave labor. They get paid like 8 cents an hour or something. You know what I mean? And then they charge them like $2 a minute for phone calls. So, anyway, to go back to the whole reason that we're here having these protests is that black people keep getting killed by police. The stat is that black people get killed by the police 2.5 times more than white people.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is the stats are fuzzy because this is shocking. Police aren't even required to report it. There's only been an aggregate by a third-party journalist who started putting this together because they were trying to figure out, okay, well, are black people being killed more than white people by police? And there's no national database. Nobody requires the police to report it to a national database when they kill people. And then they're aggregating gun deaths, right? When you shoot people. George Floyd wasn't killed by a gun. Neither was Eric Gardner. They're both choked out. I think those are the two biggest problems facing our country right now is police brutality and our whole criminal justice system is just so inhuman. It's inhuman.
I don't know. I feel like this is a real awakening moment for everyone.
I agree.
I feel myself that I was not aware of so much that is going on and the deep problems and where they come from. That it's crazy. It's so heavy and sad, and I feel like people will make a change now, I think.
I hope so. Because, the truth is that it's been often said that nobody's free till everybody's free.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, they say the original sin of America is that slavery. That our founding fathers would write that all men are created equal while having slaves is like the ultimate irony. And then it brings me to this other point of like the Confederate flag, like people in the South and people are flying the Confederate flag and trying to write it off like it's just history. Dude, the Confederates were a bunch of fucking traitors. They were anti-American. I love how these people are proud Americans flying the Confederate flag. There's nothing more un-American than the Confederate flag. These were a bunch of fucking traitors that wanted to ruin America. They waged war on America.
I'm still learning about that, and I don't understand how is it even something that is allowed. Like the companies have to ban it. Why is it even an issue? Isn't it obvious that it should be banned from everything?
There's been like an incredible effort to rewrite history. It's funny. When during the Civil War, the North and the South fucking hated each other. Like, hate. You think our country's divided now? I mean, well, clearly they were dying by the hundreds of thousands. But if you try to fly a Confederate flag in America after the Civil War, they would have burned that shit down. Because they knew that that was the flag of traitors and white supremacy, right? And so during the 1950s, during like the height of the KKK and white supremacy and Jim Crow, they started rewriting the history of the Confederacy. Like, it was about states' rights and it was about our great heritage. And that's when they started putting up all these Confederate statues, because America would never tolerate Confederate statues back when the wounds of that war was fresh. They waited for all the veterans of the Civil War to die and for people to forget what that war actually was about, to the point where you could actually create this propaganda. Of course, many people know the truth, but you convince enough people that it's about states' rights and our beautiful heritage. Then they start putting up statues to Confederate heroes in the South, where a bunch of black Americans live. And of course, what do you think a black American thinks when you fly a Confederate flag? That's the flag of white supremacy. That's not a flag for your heritage. You're an American. If you are identifying with the Confederacy, then you're identifying with fucking traitors that waged war on America. That's just I mean, you could feign ignorance, but I don't know. You can't fly a Nazi flag and just feign ignorance. I mean, the Confederacy was a country founded on white supremacy and slavery. They're awful people. You know? Just straight up.
How is it not nationally banned?
It's America. You could fly a Nazi flag too, you know? It's a freedom freedom of expression. That's what we believe in here. But I love when people say Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. The same people who go, Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. How can Republicans be racist? Are the same people that are flying Confederate flags. You understand that Abraham Lincoln fought and died fighting the Confederacy to free slaves. You can't have it both ways. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It's just so stupid. So on the Confederate statue thing, those things absolutely should be taken down. Those guys are traitors, bro. And white supremacists.
I've always thought if there's some historic, if it's worth to use something historic, put it in a museum.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know.
Don't put it in it's not a, yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, if you want, like, sure, there's a lot of great Americans from the South, but if they're known for being a Confederate general or someone who championed the Confederacy, that's not a good reason to honor them. Those are traitors and losers and white supremacists. That's just the fact. But anyway, I keep seeing shit coming. You know, I have to admit to, like, it's occurred to me recently where it's like, you think back during slavery and you like to think, I would have been on the side of abolition. And you think back during the civil rights and you're like, I would have definitely marched with Martin Luther King. Everybody, even the Republicans, I saw Glenn Beck going, I respect Martin Luther King more than any of these liberals. And then the ironic part is, like, if you realize it, we are in, right now, a second civil rights movement for this very same people, with our prison system and with our policing system. So we are in that time, and this is that time. It's that bad. Mm-hmm. You know, African Americans were putting in their art and their literature, and they were saying it over and over in every single way they could possibly say it, and people didn't listen. They didn't really understand. So there's some points here. Like whenever I see people saying all lives matter, this is a horrible thing to say, and I'll tell you why. Well, I painted an analogy in our video on H3 Productions. That's like saying if there's a house on fire and there's 20 houses, you call the fire department. The fire department comes and they start squirting water on all 20 houses, and you go, "Why are you squirting water on all the houses? This house is on fire." And then the firefighter goes, "Well, all houses matter." It's like, yeah, all houses matter, but this one's on fire. You know, when you say all lives matter, you're basically saying, yeah, you know, we all got problems.
Right.
You're basically saying, hey, your problems ain't nothing more than anyone's. That's not true.
Far from true.
Yeah. But also you can have problems and they can have problems. What you're doing is completely dismissing anything they're trying to say.
Right. It's fine. You have problems, but they have bigger problems.
They have different. You got problems. They got problems. Let's talk about both problems. What's your problem?
Well, if they can have their basic rights as human beings, they have bigger problems. You know what I mean? It needs to be addressed.
I agree.
Your regular problems, they have that too.
Yeah.
You know, but they have more problems on top of that.
I totally agree with you. I'm trying to frame it in a way where it's like, if you think as a white person you have issues, we can talk about those. But we can also talk about the black issues
it's also
as well.
like, why do you refuse to set yourself aside for a minute?
Right.
And understand that you're not the center of everything and that someone else is actually having it worse than you.
I think these people are like, well, I got a shitty job and I'm broke and everyone I know is broke.
And they are too.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they have to be afraid of walking in the street and getting shot by a police guy for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And dying. You know? It's like, yeah, we all got problems, but you can drive on the freeway and you can call the police.
A lot of black people feel like they can't call the police.
I bet you they have to think about it twice, you know, before they do. Is it worth it?
There's so many videos. I was watching this video. Black shop owner calls the police to report a robbery, and then they show up and beat the shit out of the shop owner and arrest him. That's why black people don't call the police. Yeah.
It was even worse than that, right? They walked past the dude.
Oh, the actual
the robbery was in progress. Dude. Yeah, and he was like on his way out, and they like rushed past him. It's pretty wild.
So, all lives matter is honestly, I would say, at best, it's extremely ignorant and rude and dismissive, and at worst, it's just straight up racist.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what it really means. All lives matter. It's just ignorant. Don't come at me and say all lives matter. That has nothing to do with what they're saying anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, all lives matter. That has nothing to do with what they're saying. They're not saying all lives don't matter. They're saying we as black people have problems that we need to talk about.
They're saying they would like to get to the point that where all lives matter, but we're not there.
It's just like it's just an awful argument. And then you have people like Candace Owen, for example, who are taking the angle of trying to assassinate the character of George Floyd. And this happens pretty much...
That is the worst.
This really is, in my opinion, the absolute abyss of just toxicity.
You're talking about a person who died and has a mourning family right now.
Yeah. You
want to go on about his character now? What does it matter?
It doesn't. So Candace Owen is she's a black female. She's very articulate, but she's like a very conservative. I don't even know how to describe her, but she made a video on Facebook. Here, I'll show a little bit of it that went like mega viral on Facebook and all over the place. She's known for making these kinds of statements, so it doesn't come as a surprise to anyone, obviously. But this, to me, is the absolute most terrible, inhuman argument to make. I'll just play the beginning part for you.
Hello, Facebook family. I have decided to do this video. It has been weighing very heavily on my heart and on my mind as well. And it was something that I wanted to say early on, but there were so many emotions and so much pressure for me to go with the popular opinion about who George Floyd was. And sometimes it can be difficult when there are just so many external pressures to say what you believe. And this was an instance where I felt like my silence would have been better in the beginning. But the more that I think about it, I realize that we are being sold a lot of lies, and at the detriment to the Black community, at the detriment to the white community, and at the detriment to America as a whole. So I want to come out and say that I do not support George Floyd and the media depiction of him as a martyr for Black America. I'm going to explain why, and I hope that some of you guys will understand where I'm coming from. I have spent a considerable amount of...
So she goes on from here for 18 minutes to talk about everything, just to totally assassinate his character. That he went to prison for armed robbery 18 or 13 years ago. What?
That he shouldn't be the hero of...
he's not a martyr, she says. But here's the thing. She goes on and on about all these terrible things he's done. But here's the thing. Nobody is saying he's a great... His character is not in question here.
It does not matter.
Yeah, his character... It could have been, you know... It could have been... It could have been anybody. It doesn't matter who it was. The fact of the matter is that a cop kneeled on his neck for 9 minutes straight until he literally died right there on the street in front of people. He wasn't resisting. He wasn't doing anything to warrant that. He barely even committed a crime. And it doesn't... Nobody's making him a martyr. That's like a straw man argument. Same as the All Lives Matter. Nobody's making that argument. So instead of actually addressing the issue of police brutality, she's destroying his character, assassinating his character to change the argument into, oh, don't make him a martyr. He was a bad guy. The police didn't know anything about him when they killed him. Actually, that's not true. The cop who murdered him worked with him. The guy who kneeled on his neck for 9 minutes worked with him at a nightclub. And they reportedly, they had beef because the cop was using excessive force on people. And George Floyd did not like him and was often telling him to ease up on people. So this cop knew George Floyd, has history with him, and then he comes and kills him when he's on duty.
So it might change to first degree.
First degree murder, if you ask me. And by the way, this cop that killed George Floyd has a long history of violent abuse and reports and yada, 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 yada. And guess what? This guy's he's just out there terrorizing the community, and he stays on the force. It reminds me a lot of how the church just shuffled around pedophiles. It's the same shit. Bad apple. They go, oh, it's just a couple of bad apples, so we'll just shuffle them around. Okay. Bad apples don't usually kill people, you know. So anyway, she goes on. And actually, Dave Chappelle put out this 30-minute, I don't even want to say stand-up, but it's more like a monologue.
They called it, what did they call it? A speech with a couple of punchlines? Something like that.
That's a good way to put it. It's on YouTube, actually, on the Netflix YouTube channel. And he responds to Candace Owen by saying, we didn't choose him. The cops chose him and killed him, so he's the guy. It's got nothing to do with his character. It's just another deflection, you know. And then the other argument, so people are saying, let's defund the police. I got to say, I'm for it. Minneapolis, where this crime originally happened, the city council voted to defund the police. Now, what does it mean to defund the police? What that means is to move the budget around. The police budget is enormous. For example, here in Los Angeles, the proposed budget out of a $10 billion general fund, $3.1 billion is going to the LAPD.
That's for...
Los Angeles.
In how long of a time?
1 year.
1 year?
Yeah. That's the yearly.
That was proposed for next year. Of course, now because of all of the
not anymore.
Right, exactly. Things are shifting.
So people are asking, and rightfully so, why do we keep investing and heavily in policing? We are militarizing the police. We are arming our police to the teeth. Why are we putting money here and not putting money in communities and schools and social services and housing for the poor? If you invest there, then you don't need the police. They're saying there's a better, different way to do this, and I have to agree with them.
Yeah,
I have to agree.
Also, once you start to look into the origin of how the police started and how things have happened historically, like watching that 13 documentary, they show that the Democrats kept losing to Republicans because they weren't pushing the agenda of like
hard on crime.
Hard on crime.
Yeah.
We gotta basically, you say hard on crime, underlying tone of it is that you're gonna go after black people. That's what it was. And the Republicans kept pushing for that, and they won. And then when Bill Clinton wanted to win, he had to do this whole policy of going really hard on police funding. I'm not that well informed on what exactly he did, but
Bill Clinton actually,
he kind of made it way worse.
Yeah, Bill Clinton.
And you know who the architect of that bill was?
Alec or Hillary.
Was it Hillary? Go ahead, Dan.
You Joe Biden.
Oh, Joe Biden.
Joe Biden,
our current nominee.
I will say that, to Bill's credit, he has come out since then and said that was the greatest mistake of his presidency. And it's hard to, these guys are just playing this game, right? They're playing this political game. And, like, they don't, like, imagine, like, they're playing I want to be president. And then they don't think about, or maybe they do, maybe they're just that cynical and evil, but I think they're just playing their house of cards, right? But Bill Clinton invented this term of super predator, and that these people are just evil and they need to go to jail. And I believe was it Bill Clinton that invented the 3 strikes you're out?
Well, he didn't invent it, but you're right that it was
he implemented it. I don't know, but I think so.
Yes, exactly.
The 3 strikes is for any crime, no matter how small. On the 3rd one, you get locked up for a long time, or life. I don't even remember. But extremely punitive. Anyway, I
think the reason I brought it up is because they show in that documentary how much the police was really a way of going after black people after slavery was ended, because they still couldn't just be okay with black people being free. And so they wanted to go after them for crime and for being criminals, even though they weren't. But so the police is consistently being heavily funded in those ways to go for those reasons after black people, for being, I don't know, it's just been like racist in the beginning, and now this is the result.
So it was like they were saying that the police establishment is deeply white supremacist from the onset. Like in the South, their economy was heavily reliant on slavery. And so when slavery was abolished, they took a major hit economically. And then as a way to kind of trying to bring back the black people into the fold of slave labor, they were arresting them for like minor crimes, and they were making laws to target them, and so that they could just keep them in perpetual state of being prisoners, so they could use them as slave labor. But the question of defund the police is, why do we continue to increase? It goes back to that great adage, right? It's like an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of. Go ahead, Dan. Correct me quickly.
I don't know where you're going.
An ounce of prevention is better than a pound of fixing it. I feel like George Bush right now. If I get fooled, don't fool me twice. Can't fool me again.
Won't get fooled again.
Look,
we're past the 30-minute mark, just to give you a heads up.
It's an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
There you go. Who said that?
You, Zachary. Very wise.
I just Googled it.
Who said that? I bet you was a slave owner. Benjamin Franklin?
I'm not seeing.
Maybe it's just
I think it was a founding father who owned slaves.
unattributed.
Oh, it's unattributed? Okay. But that in principle is what this is, right? It's like we keep attacking the symptom, which is like, let's say, crime and poverty. And, well, really, you just want to get people in jail. So we're investing in the police. But we're not addressing the actual cause, which is that we have poor people, poor neighborhoods, bad schooling, bad social services, no support for the mentally ill, shitty schools, shitty housing options for the homeless. It's like, instead of supporting, it's just not humane. We have to support our community, but instead we're investing in the police that are punishing them. So instead of uplifting them, the same money that could uplift them is going to money to punish and police them. It's crazy. I'm not saying get rid of the police entirely. You keep a force that's dedicated to violent crimes, shootings, violent crimes, et cetera, et cetera. That's where the police should be. That's what they should be doing. But if you get a call about someone who's doing drugs or making lots of noise or a nonviolent offense or yada, 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 you don't need armed police stormtroopers showing up ready with their finger on the trigger. That's how George Floyd and Eric Gardner were killed. Dudes who were doing nothing. And so that in principle is what defund the police means. And I actually fully support it. I think it's so important that we change the system.
John Oliver on the last episode also pointed out how there's just too much that is being put under the police umbrella. Like they just have to take care of everything. And everyone.
Yeah.
They're not even equipped for it. They don't even know how.
Yeah, he showed a speech from a police chief. I forget what city and who said it, but he's like, "Look, frankly, you guys, the police are doing way too much.
Mm-hmm.
They're just doing way too much. You instead of having the police do it, have people who are better trained for their specific task. You can't expect a police officer who's trained to deal with violence. They're violent. They deal with violence." And they take on risks, and they're trained for that. So it's almost hard, for example, to even, like, it's better for them to just put them in the places where they're trained to be. Because when they're all on edge and they're trained to use their weapon and they're thinking like that, when they show up to something that doesn't really require that level of force, of course, they're going to go there more often.
I mean, it's just like any other field in the world or in a business. You have specialized people doing specialized things.
Definitely.
You just need to separate and have people specialize in specific things, and that's their duty.
I mean, the cops just wear too many hats. They're required to do too many things, and they're really not good at all those things. And the police training by nature is they're not trained to do those things. They're trained to be police. This is, by the way, the budget for LA. Of the discretionary $10 billion that the mayor has, this is how much he's putting into LAPD versus housing and community, transportation, recs and parks, cultural affairs, emergency management. That just to give you an idea. I mean, that's fucking outrageous, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then imagine a black person, you work, you pay taxes, and like this huge vast majority of the taxes you're paying is going to a people that you don't even feel comfortable calling, that you're afraid of, you know? So that's what defund the police means. Let's throw it to a quick break, and we will come back and continue this conversation. Don't go away. Thank you to MeUndies for sponsoring us, makers of the most luscious, beautiful, soft underwear in the game, made of micro-modal, which is just about 1 billion times softer than cotton. I think they have measured that scientifically. And nice, beautiful, soft underwear makes a great gift for Father's Day, Hila. I'm going to be celebrating Father's Day this year.
Right.
Some MeUndies sounds good. My first pair of MeUndies I put on, honestly, was like a cloud around my genitals. And I got to tell you, I usually just wear this normal cotton. It's rough. Sometimes it rubs on the tip of your penis, and sometimes it just doesn't feel that good, to be honest. But the MeUndies is soft, it's breathable, you know, it's just everything right. It doesn't ride up. It doesn't give you a wedgie. It's just everything right about underwear. So, MeUndies. MeUndies has the brilliant thing called Undies membership, where every month the softest undies ever appear at your door. The convenience factor is clutch, and you never have to leave your house. Oh, and get this. You get site-wide savings, early access, and free shipping. It's pure joy. Because when undies greet you in your mailbox, June gloom is doomed. MeUndies is made from micromodal and an irresistibly soft, sustainable fabric that encases your nether regions in cloud-like comfort. It's magically made from trees and other reasons to give them a hug. They have sizes ranging from extra small to 4XL. Dude, I'm like 2XL these days, bro. I'm trying hard, though. But the good news is I have 2 more sizes to grow into. MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners. If you're a first-time purchaser of MeUndies, you get 15% off and free shipping. So you got to give this a try. If you're just out there wearing ordinary underwear, you don't know what you're missing out with MeUndies. Super soft. And they have a 100% satisfaction guaranteed. So if you don't like it, boom, you get your money back. No risk. No reason not to try it. So get 50% off your first order, free shipping, and 100% satisfaction guaranteed by going to MeUndies.com/H3. That's MeUndies.com/H3. For all of our sake, we need to be avoiding crowds right now any way we can. But what if you need to go to the post office? What if you need to send a package out, letters, packages, whatever? Well, don't worry, because Stamps.com is here to help. With Stamps.com, you can print postage on demand and skip those lines and crowds at the post office. Plus, you actually save money with discounts that you can't get at the post office. And if that wasn't enough, Stamps.com also offers UPS services with discounts up to 62% and no UPS residential surcharges. Stamps.com brings you all the services of the U.S. Postal Service right to your computer in the safety and comfort of your own home, office, or anywhere else you may be hunkering down right now. Whether you're a small business sending invoices or an online seller shipping out products, or you're just working from home and need to mail stuff, Stamps.com can handle it all with ease. Simply use your computer to print official U.S. postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to send it. Once your mail is ready, you just leave it with your mail carrier. Schedule a free pickup or drop it in a mailbox. No human contact is required. Isn't that simple? Ain't that the beauty, boy? Like I said, at Stamps.com, you get great discounts too. 5 cents off every first-class stamp and up to 62% off of shipping rates. So Stamps.com is a no-brainer, especially now, saving you time and money and keeping you safe in these crazy times. Right now, for our listeners, we got a special offer that includes a 4-week trial plus free postage and a digital scale without any long-term commitment. Go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type H3. That's Stamps.com, and enter H3. Stay safe, my friends. So we are back. Welcome back. Then when you get really deep in the hole of weird counter-arguments, you've got QAnon, who... Try to untangle this one, Hila.
Oh, yeah. This is my shit right here.
So we've got... We've got like 6, 7, 8, 10 question marks, 4 circles, 20 arrows. Now here is their theory, and you can draw your conclusion from this. Why do we see lines on the dark pavement but do not on the light pavement? Oh, so here's a line.
I feel like the answer lies within the question.
Why do we see lines on the dark but not on the light? Oh.
Because it's easier to see on the dark.
But Hila, you would think that, but why don't you see a line here? There's a line. It actually looks like the line is like
I kind of do see the
right
line.
here, right?
Wait, no, which one are you talking about?
So this is apparently the same frame. Here's the line.
Which line?
These lines.
This line?
Yeah.
Well, in this picture, it's too close.
Yeah, it's too close. I think the line is right here.
Yeah.
So I don't know why he's circling right here.
No, they're talking about that line that is next to his head, I think.
This line is next to his head.
Yeah.
With the 7
that
arrows?
I do see it.
Where's his? You can't see his head in this one. Where did the line go? That's the point. Hila, go ahead. Unpack it for me.
This line right here.
Yeah.
I do see like a slight.
You see the line. There you go. Wow.
Is this a joke?
I can't tell if it's a joke.
Probably
Dan
a
says
joke.
it's real.
Oh, unfortunately, it is very real.
Is this the same street? Did the police car move? Why are the lines different? Why are the lines different? Why are the lines different?
Are not different.
That's what you think, but how do you know? Where did the lines go, Hila?
They didn't go.
Here, hold on. No white line on the black pavement. Visible white line. Where is the white line? Now, I love that they make all this hysteria over the white line, but I still don't understand what's the implication or even the point of this conspiracy. You know what I mean? Like, okay.
There's no conclusion.
We have it on video.
What does it mean? What does the white line mean? There's something else going on here.
Somehow fake.
Do you understand? Okay, to fake this video, you would need, there was like a ton of people gathered around, so you need a bunch of actors. You would need a closed set. You need to close off the street so that pedestrians walking by weren't able to capture this fake event. You would need the police to not... But how did you... So then the police are on it because he obviously murdered George Floyd. So you need these police to take the fall and not say it's fake. It's like...
Oh, I think... I could be wrong, but I think that he in QAnon world he didn't actually die. They faked his death. He's still alive. George Floyd.
But the guy kneeled on his neck for 9 minutes.
Yeah, but he was, you know, as a stunt.
Still alive.
It's like a movie.
So everybody's in on it.
Everybody's in on it.
Wow, that is an impressive conspiracy.
I mean,
these people have no problem stretching their imagination.
Remember that Alex Jones thought that Sandy Hook was an entire like faked event with tons of actors.
That
and,
yeah,
you know,
I mean,
so it's like it's not unprecedented.
Right.
Well, that
They had a
would
lot of
be,
practice at this.
Sandy Hook would be way harder to coordinate than this. This is small potatoes compared to that.
Right. Exactly.
Imagine faking the death of like dozens of kids. So anyway, that's my whole spiel. You know, look, I'm trying to avoid politics in general, but I do personally feel like this is very important. This is a defining issue of our time. And I don't want to, I feel like it'd be a little bit cowardly of me to just not speak up on something like this because I know it's going to upset people.
I feel like in this case, this is different. And this is a time that there's a real movement right now that I think is really important to keep it going until there's real change, because it just can't happen again. It's just not. There can't be another George Floyd. It cannot happen again.
It happens like every week, unfortunately.
That's unacceptable.
I
and
agree.
I think that especially us not being black, we have a responsibility to take part in this and do whatever we can and educate ourselves, which is something I personally have been trying to do. Try to educate ourselves and try to understand why are things the way they are and where are the points where change can actually happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're saying with voting, I don't know, beyond just the presidential candidate, like all the more
Local elections.
Yeah, local elections.
Mm-hmm.
Voting for your DA. That's a big one that most people ignored.
Well, the Minneapolis City Council are the ones who are able to abolish the police, defund the police, rather. So I feel like this isn't really a political issue. It's like a human's right issue. I don't know how it became political. I really don't. Really, it's just some people refuse to accept the fact that
somehow COVID became a political issue here. I don't know how.
That
anything will be.
The COVID becoming a political issue is truly mind-bending to me. And speaking of, and again, I don't like talking about Trump here because people get upset, but I have to bring this one up. Because Trump tweeted about the 70-year-old guy. We all saw the video of the 75-year-old guy who got pushed over by the police, cracked his head open on the sidewalk, and was bleeding out of his ears. We all saw that video. It had like a bazillion views. And we all saw it, and we're like, wow, this is fucking crazy. Donald Trump tweets out, everybody hold on to the edge of your seat. Buffalo protester shoved by police could be Antifa provocateur. 75-year-old Martin Gugino was pushed away after appearing to scan police communications in order to black out the equipment. So this guy, the 75-year-old man of this video we all saw, was attempting to black out all of their communications by, I don't know, he had his phone in his hand. And then they say, I watched, he fell harder than pushed, was aiming scanner. Could be a setup. He fell harder than he pushed. This is a 75-year-old man that was able to catapult himself to the concrete and crack his dome.
And intentionally give himself permanent brain damage.
Right.
Oh, this is the tweet that... there was I was like, wow, this is peak insanity. Like, this has got to be too far for, like, everybody, right?
Not for 200,000 people like that.
Nope.
I think a lot of people like Trump's tweets, maybe ironically. I don't know.
What?
Or retweet.
That's real.
You think so? Yeah, I think so.
Why would you like ironically?
Well, they're like, dude, look at this crazy-ass tweet.
You might retweet it for that reason.
Yeah, maybe you're right. But,
yeah,
I mean...
like it.
I mean, man.
I think it's real. I mean, he's
golly,
got a lot of supporters.
That is like peak insanity.
Garbage.
Right.
Glad you agree, Keem.
Keemstar, what do you think about that 75-year-old?
You really crossed the line.
He crossed the line. Well, I disagree with you, Keemstar. I think that's just an awful thing to say.
You're a fucking hypocrite.
Hey, don't talk about that guy. That guy did not deserve any of that. How dare you say that?
You're a piece of fucking
this
garbage.
Is Keemstar, you are way over the line to speak about him like that. Guys,
garbage.
Hey, come on. Have some respect for the man.
Good luck, Ethan, because you're going to fucking need it.
All right. Geez, weird thing to get heated about. His friend tweeted this out. He goes, kind of surreal when the president starts accusing your 75-year-old friend of being an agent of Antifa. My friend George Gugino is an old man with cancer who is now in the hospital with brain damage after being pushed to the ground by a police officer he was trying to talk to. There you have it.
Call him George?
Oh, Martin Gugino.
I don't know where George came from.
Did I say George?
That's what Zach... Yeah, you said George.
I'm not sure.
Gugino. Martin Gugino.
That video was kind of traumatizing. I can't watch it. I watched it already so many times because it was all over the news and everything, and I can't.
But it's like, so that was like one of the most horrible things I've seen. And then Trump... Why would you
call him
this guy
a provocateur?
Yeah, why would you? Do you know what's the consequence though? Because you have all these crazy QAnon people and all these wild conspiracy theorists who are now going to pick that up and target this poor guy and his family. It's just crazy. It's fucking crazy. Oh, and then the NYPD makes a statement because they're upset about all the shit they're getting from protesters. And here's a little excerpt from their meeting. New York police boss Mike O'Meara went off on the media today.
By someone in Minneapolis. It's still got a shine on it.
By the way, they killed Eric Gardner.
And so do
at
theirs.
NYPD.
So do theirs. Stop treating us like animals and thugs, and start treating us with some respect.
Isn't that what black people say? You treat them like forever?
How can you
take it for a week and you're out there crying like a little bitch?
How can you be so not self-aware?
Because the police, they don't get shit. They don't take shit. They give shit. Listen to this little fucking baby. He thinks he's in a movie or something.
And so do theirs. So do theirs.
We still got shine on our badge, damn it. Who talks like that? We ain't never killed nobody here in New York City.
It seems this guy's like a caricature.
I know. How is this real?
It's so crazy.
Stop treating us like animals and thugs, and start treating us with some respect.
Oh, fuck you. How about you take shit for 1 week and not fall apart like a little baby? My badge still got shine on it. Okay, Scorsese.
That's what we're here today to say. We've been left out of the conversation. We've been vilified.
Maybe it's not your time to talk. Maybe it's your time to listen.
Right.
Maybe you get to talk. You've been talking for decades. Maybe just shut the fuck up and actually listen to what people are saying. I mean, this kind of just proves the whole point of the movement. It's like falling on deaf ears, hostile ears.
Disgusting. It's disgusting. Trying to make us embarrassed of our profession. 375 million interactions.
So wait, did you watch the George Floyd video? Like,
yeah, do you have anything to say
not
about that?
embarrassed?
Well, no, he says, oh, that happened in Minneapolis. My badge still got shine on it. But obviously, the NYPD killed.
In New York too.
Yeah, of course.
It's been happening everywhere.
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly positive. Nobody talks about all the police officers that were killed in the last week in the United States of America, and there were a number of them.
Yeah, well, police officers have an expectation that it's a dangerous job that they signed up for. It's tragic whenever an officer loses its life, but black people are not expecting to be murdered by the police. Like that's not something that's expected to happen. I mean, it's a very bad comparison to say, well, police are murdered in the line of duty, which is a dangerous job that we all signed up for, and is expected to happen in the course of our duty. You know, to some of us, as tragic as it may be, that's what makes you a hero, right? You want to be a hero. You want to be a hero. He wants to be treated like a hero.
But George Floyd was murdered.
Yes.
And this is why we're all here talking.
It's got nothing to do with cops dying.
This has nothing
in the
to
line
do
of
with
duty.
any of that.
But sometimes...
No one is saying that every single one of these people in this group are evil. You know what I mean? I feel like it's such a...
A lot of people are saying that. There's a big movement right now. I see it everywhere. It's all cops are bastards. ACAB. So there are a lot of people saying all cops are bastards. And I think what they mean is that look at what happened to George Floyd. You have one guy killing a dude and 3 guys sitting there protecting him.
Right.
So it's the whole... It's the fraternity. It's the cultiness. It's the whole system. It's the whole thing of the police apparatus.
That is a problem. Yeah.
And, I mean, this kind of proves their point. Look how defensive these guys
also
are. All standing in solidarity.
Like the guy, the 75-year-old, when the cop was punished, then they all decided to resign, whatever that means. They didn't really resign.
2 cops got arrested for shoving that 75-year-old man over, and all of the other cops, like 60-something of them, resigned in protest in support of the 2 cops.
Did they get arrested?
Yeah, they got charged for assault.
Oh, okay. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, the 2 officers got charged for assault.
Well, and then the officers, one point that I do know is that they didn't actually resign from being police officers.
Right.
They just resigned from the task force.
Oh, yeah, they're still getting paid, by the way.
When I saw that, I was like, it'd be nice to have a job where I can just resign from shit that I don't feel like doing anymore.
Right.
Ethan, I resigned from doing the highlights, actually. Highlight channel. I'm just
I'm like, damn, I got to hire someone else now?
Yeah.
But
you still have to pay me for everything else.
By the way, I noticed how all of them are wearing masks, but just this one guy's like, I'm not going to fucking wear a mask.
He ain't a pussy.
I'm not going to wear a mask.
Maybe he was also speaking or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably true.
We don't condone Minneapolis. We roundly reject what he did.
Bro, your police department does the same things. What the fuck?
Disgusting. It's disgusting. It's not what we do. It's not what police officers do.
Well, all the
Our
footage
legislators
has been
abandoned
pretty
us.
awful for you guys.
The press is vilifying us. Well, you know what, guys? I'm proud to be a cop, and I'm going to continue to be proud to be a cop.
Hey, you know what, guys? We rule.
This isn't about you personally. Like, he's taking it personal, like you said. But how about just listen?
Yeah, and they're all there in solidarity, like totally missing the point.
Why are you guys being so brutal
and that's all
in a police brutality? protest.
Round of applause for our boy here. Yeah, I know. And then, of course, people are protesting police brutality, and the police respond with police brutality.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you for proving. Everything the police have been doing has totally been proving their point over and over and over again. NASCAR bans the Confederate flag, which I think is a huge move. People should not be flying the Confederate fucking flag. People are not happy, by the way. The comments are gold. This is ridiculous. You can't erase history.
Not that argument is
Just
so
go read a
weird.
history
What
book.
Wait, what history are they erasing? Yeah.
Put it in a book.
It is in a book.
So what do you want?
I'm starting to hate you more and more. I will support local tracks more than I will support NASCAR. I hate you. You have become political all of a sudden. You will lose more fans, just like the NFL did. Now, just put this in perspective. These are the same kind of messages people were getting, schools were getting, restaurants, public places were getting when they allowed black people to come share the same space as white people. It's the same fucking messages. And everybody likes to think back then and be like, oh, I wouldn't support that. It's people were sending the same messages. Okay? It's the same shit, different fucking day. Let's see. Pretty soon we will all have radios in the car playing rap music. Okay? Interesting.
Sounds good to me. Isn't it already?
Oh, here we go. All it's ever meant is heritage. My southern roots run deep. I'm proud of that, and I always will be.
You shouldn't be.
You're bro, these are guys, these are traitors to America. I mean, that's like a German, by the way, and the Confederacy was short-lived. It's not like deep southern roots. The Confederacy, they existed for like 5 years, and they were defeated and abolished. The Confederacy has nothing to do with southern roots.
Yeah, that flag wasn't even the flag of the Confederacy. It's literally the flag of one of the armies. Like, it's explicitly just the flag of people that actively fought America.
Look at this. Why must we always have to give in?
Destroy our histories, uncivil and embarrassing. I mean, it's literally the same person from a person in Germany being like, hey, dude, I'm going to fly. I swear to God, I'm not being hyperbolic. It's a German person flying a Nazi flag and being like, hey, dog, it's my history. It's got nothing to do with Nazism. It's just my history, bro. My deep Nazi history.
There is some of that sentiment in Germany, but it's illegal there.
The Confederacy only existed for 5 years. It's got nothing to do with Southern identity. Nothing. The Confederacy was about white supremacy and slavery. It's crazy. And it shouldn't be flown. Fuck them. Fuck the Confederacy. Fuck the Confederate. Fucking traitor-ass losers. So that's great. I mean, NASCAR is pretty much middle America, so, there's lots of pushback, but change is inevitable, and people will get over it. And then in 20 years, all their kids will be like, that was fucked up. You know what I mean? Mm. Like us looking back on Jim Crow and segregation. And we'll be like, that was so fucked up. Mm-hmm. That'll be 20 years, too. This website's awesome. This website is called One Angry Gamer. You could say that again. This is One Angry Gamer. Traitors of America. I love that he's a gamer and he's just angry. He's got a list of traitors to America, which is very comprehensive. Adidas, for example, let's see what they did.
Oh, wow.
It's a very comprehensive website. So Adidas tweeted out...
Just this one tweet?
Together is how we move forward. Together is how we make change. So this was their traitorous tweet.
So
it looks like it was just supporting something Nike tweeted.
Yeah, so Nike must be really in the shitter.
Yeah.
Let's all be part of the same change, Nike says. It's a Black Lives Matter thing, I think. So these are traitors to America. Amazon's a double traitor. Ooh, that sounds bad. Amazon donates $10 million to organizations supporting justice and equity. Traitors. Adult Swim, traitors. We stand with our black colleagues. Black Lives Matter.
So standing with black colleagues is a traitor to America.
A traitor to white America, which is what it means, which is what the Confederacy was all about. So these are all companies that are traitors. Man, if you're not on this list, you should be wondering why you're not on this list. Basically, you should be on this list. Yeah. You should be worried. Let's see, celebrities. Andrew Yang, God bless you. Glad to see. What did he do? Traitor.
I like how it just takes one tweet.
It's so referenced. I mean, this is a really good.
He's very thorough.
Website, yeah.
Cite
Black
sources.
Lives Matter. May our grief lead us to change. Traitor. You fucking traitor. Let's see here. There's so many.
I just saw Andy Millen.
Oh, what did he do?
I don't know. I just saw his name.
What did that traitor do?
Wait. Anita Sarkeesian destroyed the entire gaming industry. Do you see that?
I'll click that in a sec. Andy said, after having a tweet that blew up worldwide and seeing the trash anonymous racists in the comments made me a little jaded. I'll do a charity Twitch stream for Minnesota Freedom Fund because I think it's the right thing to do and more effective than a Twitter post with my feelings. You traitor. You. Traitor to white America.
Yeah, I just love that.
Destroyed the entire gaming industry.
Yeah, the entire gaming. There are no video games anymore.
Wait, you're still
I don't know
gaming,
if you guys realize, but there isn't video games anymore.
Let's see what she did.
Over.
I love that people get their own titles, too. It's awesome. This website's really cool. Right now, we are seeing so many folks generously give, however much they can, to help the people and organizations doing more important work. Today, I gave to two very different... okay, yada, yada, yada. Who cares? But you're a traitor. How dare you? Ariana Grande wore a micro skirt to a funeral. I love how conservative he is. What did she wear, by the way? Can you pull up whatever she wore to a funeral? She tweeted about Black Lives Matter, so obviously she's a traitor.
Yep.
This website's so fun, and I love how it's just so well sourced.
Britney Spears, Aretha Franklin's funeral. We think
that well sourced.
Based off of
no, but they have the proof. They have the receipts of every traitor.
It's just one tweet.
It's awesome though. Like it's so easy to reference. Chris Reagan is an insincere traitor.
Oh, what?
What?
Interesting.
So is he not a traitor?
Lol, I love Twitter. Oh, One Angry Gamer has a Twitter account. He said we've updated the list. Why is that insincere? Oh, because he doesn't love Twitter? Okay. Critical. Sorry. Well, I'm glad to see Critical on the list. Congratulations.
Former world's best slap fight.
Did you find the skirt?
Yeah, I said it was Aretha Franklin's funeral.
Wait, that doesn't look that bad. A micro skirt? Bill Clinton is copping a look, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Bill.
Such a horn dog.
Billy boy. Old Billy boy. But you know, black people generally really like the Clintons. Isn't that true? They really like Bill Clinton, despite the fact that he was like hard on crime. And
well, yeah, I mean, it's a complicated history.
A lot of, it was very complicated, and even black people...
He's a Southerner.
Didn't really realize what they were voting for, and they were voting...
I don't want to speak out of turn. I don't understand the complexion of that.
I know. I mean, all of my research is basically watching the 13th documentary, but it was very informative.
Game Grumps are traitors. H3H3 disgraced. Now it's just a disgrace.
Disgraced.
Is that worse or better than traitor?
Well, I think it's interesting because it's not instead of traitor, it's instead of your occupation. You see how everybody else, it's like what they do.
You're
just disgraced.
That's my occupation.
That's your title.
Huh.
Interesting.
Black Lives Matter. This was when I became a traitor. Well, I'm glad I'm on this list. I think I took too long to get on it, to be honest. I think it was a problem that I only now am on this list. So I'm glad to be on it. I'm glad to be a traitor to America. Justin Bieber, congratulations. KSI is a traitor. Beat the snot out of Logan Paul. Wait, that sounds like a good thing.
Well, again, that's his. That's just his title. That's what he's known for.
He's a traitor, though.
He's not a YouTuber. He's mainly known for beating up Logan Paul.
But you get the idea. You can really dig in here. It's fantastic. It really is. So shout out to One Angry Gamer, which is true to name. The Beatles. How are you going to call the Beatles traitors? They're not even Americans. Black Lives Matter. The Beatles didn't have anything to do with this.
I mean, half of them are dead.
Yeah. How are you going to post? How you going to play him like that? How dare you?
Split up for 50 years. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah. Come on, dude. Show some respect. Spread the anger. That's what he says when he's promoting his socials. Cool. Let's not. Love it. Love, love, love. And then, of course, finally, the celebrities wouldn't be much without embarrassing themselves and making another collaborative video apologizing for white privilege. Now,
Love it.
you have to. You after the last time this happened with Imagine, you would think that people would be wiser because they all did that Imagine thing by Gal Gadot, and everybody got clowned on so hard. And so they says, you know what we should do? Let's all collab and make a video about our white privilege.
You know that Imagine thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, from our perspective, everybody clowned on them, but I'm pretty sure in like normie Facebook world, that was a hit.
A hit?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, like you said, I mean, why would they do something like that again if it was all negative reaction?
What? See that yeah, when you're not on Facebook, you kind of Facebook
cultural
is just
divide
such a
right
cesspool,
there.
man. I mean, there's two types of people in the world: people on Facebook and people not. This day and age.
And then there's the people on Twitter. It's a whole other thing.
I'm on Twitter, unfortunately. You're right.
I know, I am too.
Twitter is just a place to come feel bad.
Yeah.
I've been feeling really bad since all this happened.
You've been on your phone like every minute that I see you, basically. You're on your
There's a lot going on.
You have to.
You're on your
put it
phone.
away.
How could you even criticize me for that? You're
not.
always on your phone.
Well, if I am, it's like work. I'm talking to
Me too. I'm doing important shit. What do you think I'm doing?
Twitter.
Twitter is part of my work. Changing the world, baby. Every
Post at a
retweet,
time.
every time I retweet police brutality, I change the world. Don't you understand the importance of my work? I also donated $10,000 just so everybody doesn't clown on me.
Thank you.
You're right. I should have said we. I don't know why I said I. Well, I was the one taking heat for making the tweet.
Were you trying to donation shame Hila right there?
Yeah.
No, I was trying to not give her any credit. Different.
Yeah.
That's a different accusation.
Okay.
Both.
We
Yes,
donated
to all of the
$10,000.
Thank you. Yes, we did.
I do that sometimes, Hila, and I should say we instead of I.
It's just rude, Ethan. Where are your
Manners?
parents?
I
guess?
agree. No,
What did they teach you?
My parents, they obviously didn't teach me anything.
Just a quick aside, are you wearing the necklace from Titanic?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Is it actually like a replica of that?
Yeah.
That's sick.
What's it called? The Heart of the Ocean? Is that what it's called?
Thanks. I don't know.
And how much was that? Was it 100 million?
No.
75? Was it expensive?
My necklace?
Yeah.
Expensive, but not like
Not
it's
$100
not
million.
real stones or anything. It's
Right.
not expensive like that.
Okay. So anyway, here's the celebs are back. We regret to inform you the celebs are back at it again. Here we go. Now, every time I hear black people talking about this,
take responsibility.
again, look, I'm a white dude, so who am I to lecture them? But they always say, don't apologize for all this bullshit. Just fucking donate and help. You know, we don't want your crocodile tears.
Why is this black and white?
It's just embarrassing. It's just so corny. But here we go. Let's watch.
I take responsibility.
I take responsibility.
Hit him with that.
I take.
Oh, am I going to get claimed for this sad ass music? Do we know?
I don't know.
What is itakeresponsibility.org, by the way, too? They have a website.
Let's just dispute it. if they claim it. Fuck them.
Responsibility. I take responsibility for
being a white devil.
For every time it was easier to ignore than to call it out for what it was.
Every not so funny joke. Every unfair stereotype.
Every blatant injustice, no matter how big or small.
Every time I remained silent.
Every time I explained away police brutality or turned a blind eye.
I take responsibility. Black people are being slaughtered in the streets, killed in their own homes. These are
slaughtered in the, I saw people saying like it's kind of slaughtered in the streets.
Brothers and sisters, our friends, our family. We are done watching them die. We are no longer bystanders. We will not be idle. Enough is enough.
I will no longer allow an unchecked moment. I will no longer allow racist, hurtful words, jokes, stereotypes, no matter how big or small.
The implication is that they've been doing that, allowing racist jokes and stuff.
I understand.
I take responsibility.
I
.org.
understand where they're coming from, and I think that at least they're trying to do something nice.
Okay, I feel that.
And well, I think they're saying it like that because
they're speaking for all white people.
Us didn't really understand what was happening.
They speak for all white people. I take responsibility.org is for white people to come sign up and pledge to never let another racist joke slide.
I will not turn a blind eye. Going for a jog should not be a death sentence. Sleeping in your own home should not be a death sentence.
Playing video games with your nephew should not be a death sentence.
Shopping in a store should not be a death sentence. Business as usual should not be life-threatening. I stand against hate.
I stand against hate.
I stand against hate.
I stand against hate.
I will stand against
You
hate
stand against
in
hate?
love.
I do.
I will make my presence known.
And killer cops must be prosecuted. They are murderers. We can turn the tide. It is time to take responsibility. Call out hate. Step up and take action.
So I saw some black people saying it's like the white savior thing, where it's like all the white people come in and then they save the day. But it's like a black people's movement. You should let them take the lead. Why is this so cringy? Can you unpack this?
I think it's the black and white, the music, and some of them try to talk like they're
too dramatic.
Acting almost.
Yeah, they're delivering a line.
Like some of them talked like themselves, and those people were okay. But it's the ones who are like,
black people are being butchered in the streets.
They do the Matthew McConaughey voice.
Right.
Aaron Paul in particular was
he was
really
kinda
hamming
like
it
the
up
most
there.
He was auditioning.
Chill. Yeah.
Let's get some howdy skills.
But which one's worse? Imagine by Gal Gadot or this? How do they
Gal
compare?
Gadot's is worse.
Gal Gadot was not black and white.
This one, I mean, their intentions is good, obviously. It's just a little corny. The Gal Gadot one was just weird and crazy. That one was just bizarre. That one was just wrong.
It feels a bit that it's a bit odd that they didn't say racism at any point.
Why did they say?
No, they didn't.
They just talked about hate.
Talk about hate, exactly.
I find that weird.
It's like, I guess those are somewhat interchangeable, but...
Is Ian here, by the way? Did he arrive?
He is.
Oh.
He is, actually.
Ian, how are you?
Am I on?
Yes.
Hello. I'm doing as good as I could.
Ian sleptwalked and kicked the wall or some shit. What happened to you?
Yeah, I have a sleepwalking problem, and normally it's pretty relaxed. I wake up with pants on that I didn't fall asleep wearing, or I'm hugging my bookshelf or something.
Oh my God.
That's normal, but it went to another level last night, and I punched a hole in the wall, and I fractured my foot.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
How's your hand?
It's all right. I mean, it's all bandaged up right now. It's okay. Luckily I didn't hit a stud in the wall.
Wow.
So you slammed through the drywall? That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, you know, I had to flex on him a little bit.
So did that wake you up? And then you're like, what?
Yeah, it was around that time. Usually it's because I have these really vivid dreams, and then I feel compelled to act them out, and especially if they are very intense or scary. So,
do you remember what you were dreaming?
Yeah, I was dreaming that the ceiling was like slowly lowering, and I was gonna die. I was gonna like squish me, like in episode 4 of Star Wars when they're in the trash chute. And so in my sleepwalking brain, if I didn't try and get out of there, I would have been squashed. So I punched a hole in the wall.
And did you wait? Do you know if you woke up after punching the wall, or did the dream continue? How does that work? Do you wake up when you hurt yourself?
I didn't really realize what was happening at first, but then I remember going to the window and looking out, and then I expected to see the roof lowering and like the sky disappearing. And then once I realized, wait, nothing's happening, I kind of had a realization that I was fine. And that's usually what happens is I'm aware that I'm doing these things, but I'm not in my room. I see a whole other place, and then slowly it shifts to where I actually am.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
That sounds dangerous. What if you jumped out the fucking window?
Yeah, that's worried me because I currently live on a 3rd floor, and there's been 2 instances where I've gone to sleep with my balcony door closed and then woken up and it was wide open.
Jeez.
How often does this happen to you?
Maybe, I mean, times that I'm aware where I'm actually waking up and realizing it's happening, maybe once or twice a month, maybe.
Oh, but with like, how often is like when you wake up and the doors are open, so it's happening and you're not even aware of it?
That's very rare. That's happened maybe twice in like 4 years.
So that's more rare.
It's usually I'm very contained in my bedroom when this happens, and then I snap out of it fairly quickly.
And your girlfriend was there, right?
She was there last night. Yeah.
What was her reaction?
I mean, she thought I was gonna like go fucking The Shining on everybody.
God. Poor girl.
She was terrified, understandably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me what happened when you kind of snapped out of it. What was the conversation like?
Well, she was trying to calm me down, but then I think normally. When I do this, it's so kind of low key and kind of goofy. I actually did it 2 nights ago, and she said she woke up, and I was looking around the room, kind of picking things up, and she was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Don't you hear the animals? Don't you hear there are animals in here?" She's like, "Just come back to bed. It's fine. What are you talking about?" And I got close. I squatted down. I was like, "But the animals are in here." And she was like, "Just go to sleep. It's fine." And then I did, and we laughed about it. This one was a lot more intense.
Yeah.
So in my mind as well, because she was talking to me, she was in my dream where I could feel her distress. And I think that pushed me even more because I was like, oh, we're both going to get squashed by this thing. I need to get us out of here. And yeah, so I went to urgent care this morning, and they're connecting me with a sleep specialist to finally kind of figure out what's going on with this thing.
I wonder what do you have to do, because like what do you have to strap yourself when you sleep?
I mean, do you know like Mike Birbiglia, the comedian? Have you heard of him?
I don't know.
What?
He's a stand-up comic, but anyways, he has really bad sleepwalking to where he threw himself out of a 2nd story window at like a Hilton once. He just smashed through the glass and woke up on the lawn, and they had to take him to the hospital.
Oh my God.
He has to go to sleep in a sleeping bag, and his wife zips him up, and he puts on oven mitts.
Holy
so he
shit,
can't
bro.
zip it. I'm hoping that that's not the case with me.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
But well, your girlfriend, at least, hey, she got a trial by fire of Ian. I mean, she's ready for anything now, right?
Yeah, I mean, she was so supportive. She was really incredible. She's been, helping me all this morning because I had to go to the doctor, and just incredible in every sense. So she's been great with this.
Good job to her. Well, I look forward to pictures of you strapped in a suitcase with mittens.
Yeah.
You need a sleeping sack. It's like you do that with babies.
What if it's too hot? Can you get a sack that, like, what do you do in the summer? We got to get a summer sack.
Like a breathable sack?
Mesh sack.
We got to get a mesh. Oh, you got to get a sack for every season. No, but I look forward to you getting treatment for that. That sounds really scary. So sorry to hear that.
Yeah, but it's it could have been worse. So
I'm scared about you jumping out a window, though. I don't want that to happen.
well, like I said, I'm moving in 2 weeks, and I'm not going to be at that.
You'll be on the ground floor.
Yeah, so it'll be all
good.
good.
So you can jump out the window then. So
Yeah.
just wait 2 weeks.
Yeah. Then it'll be all.
Just don't sleep for the next 2 weeks until you're over there. And you're good.
It apparently is like a family thing. My dad, as a kid, would. I don't think it actually. I don't know, but it would happen to him too when he was a kid, where he would wake up in a neighbor's shed, like 5 houses
that's
down.
fucking crazy.
He would go walk around the neighborhood.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I had a friend in college who had something similar, and I didn't really understand what it was, but I think it sounds like something similar to you. And I remember one day we were drinking, and he woke up and started peeing on. It was in college, so he had roommates. They were in a small room, 2 beds, and he started peeing on his roommate's bed while the other dude was in it. Fuck.
Damn.
Yeah. Huh.
I can use that now. Mark my territory and go, oh, I was sleepwalking.
Start peeing on,
what's the
Sam.
problem?
Wow. Well, we wish you well.
Thank you. Yeah, it's all good. My foot hurts, but it's fine. It's not too bad.
Well, it's good. I mean, in a way, it's really a compliment to Sam that you were trying so desperately to save her life. You punched a hole in the wall. That's awesome.
I was trying so hard, I beat myself up. I fought the wall and lost. I fought the wall and the wall won.
Yeah. I also heard something about you, Ian. You were out cleaning up garbage after the rioting. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to pat myself on the back or anything.
I do. That's a great thing you did. How does that work? Is that organized, or you just show up and start cleaning shit up?
No, I just Sam and I cruised over there and no one really cared because it was just so chaotic over there. Right near where I live, that neighborhood was hit pretty hard. I think like the second night. So a lot of people were just showing up with stuff, trash bags and window cleaner.
Damn, there's some good people out there in the world.
Yeah, that's really nice.
I wouldn't even think to do that. That's just like That's just like a good ass thing to do. Good job, Ian. That was a really nice thing to do.
Thank you. Anyways.
And everybody who just drove out there and was like, I'm going to help clean up.
A lot of good people out there.
Yeah, there's really good people in the world. Yeah. I wish I was one of them, but
you contributed. You did your thing.
Speaking of good people, we've got Jake Paul, who was spotted among looters in an Arizona mall. Of course he was. I've got videos here. Let's see. Here he is spotted during a looting. This is someone else's Insta stories. Here you can see they're outside of P.F. Chang. There's Jake Paul. You can see somebody hands him a bottle of vodka that I guess they stole from the restaurant. There it is. You see that?
Yeah.
And he has it in his hand. So people are saying he looted a bottle of vodka. Yada, yada, yada. All these dumbasses. Like, these people don't even know what they're doing or why, I feel like.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
They're just inside the mall breaking shit. And Jake is there. Because why not? You know?
Of course.
Here he is standing next to someone firing fireworks at the mall. Let's see. He was #1 trending. People were hating on him so bad for this.
Honestly, shit sucks.
What the fuck are you doing? What are these people doing? They're trying to light the mall on fire with fireworks. Okay. And finally, let's see here. Here he is calling the cops fucking idiots. I'm trying to get the whole perspective here before I make a judgment call.
Bunch of fucking idiots, bro. Literally, I walked right here. I walked right up to there. These fucking idiots tear gassed me. I ain't doing shit, bro. Look at them pointing guns at me right now. Look at. Bro, swear to God. Swear, no cap. That's tear gas, bro. Fuck you guys. Rest in peace, George Floyd. Fuck y'all.
Okay. So he was getting slammed. And he actually got charged. What did he get charged for? Just trespassing, I think. Criminal trespassing, because he was in the mall. And he released a video about it. Here we go. Oh, I'm not reading. That's too much text. Here's what he says about the vodka bottle, which is apparently the thing that people are harping
Things
on.
exploding. Someone comes up to me while I'm filming, just hands me something. I didn't even know what it was at the time. To later find out that someone handed me a bottle of vodka. For what reason, I don't know. Seconds later, I set the bottle on the ground, still not even knowing what it is.
I actually have to say I totally believe that Jake Paul was not looting.
Right.
I think in his mind, he's there. He's a vlogger. He just wants to capture what's going on. That I totally get. And I'm sure that he wasn't out there looting. The part about this story that I find hilarious is that in that apology video you just saw, which I'll reopen, he links a fundraiser on the side, which you'll see was organized by this guy, That Midget Asian. And I don't think we're allowed to say midget anymore. Is that right?
Well, if it's his name.
You think his name is Midget Asian?
I'm kidding.
It's raised $43,000, okay? And he put this fundraiser here. But what's funny is that Jake Paul didn't actually make that fundraiser. Here we go. This is the guy who made that fundraiser. And here's his response to Jake Paul.
I want you guys to imagine something real quick, okay? Imagine you make a video about Black Lives Matter and you put a fundraiser and it raises around $32,000 within the first 3 days. Now imagine Jake Paul makes a video 3 days later and puts your fundraiser, that's me, the organizer. And then you go to Jake Paul's Twitter and you see that he's taken all the credit.
So this
that
this person says, Jake has raised $32,000 in 20 minutes. And he says, with y'all's help, lol.
And then you got people saying, I love you so much for doing this.
So, I don't know. How does Jake keep fucking up? It's like, why would you use someone else's fundraiser and then take all the credit? You know you didn't raise $30,000 in 20 minutes. Ugh.
Is he really just like not even stopping to think for a second? Like, what?
That has to be the only explanation, honestly.
But why did he link this guy's fundraiser to begin with?
I think probably, here's the tweet, with y'all's help. You didn't raise any of that money, dude. It's awesome. Why would he do it? Who knows? Probably just carelessness.
Easier, lazy.
Easy, lazy.
Set it up.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have to do anything.
Gotta say, lately Logan is showing a lot of character and growth, saying some good things. And on the other hand, Jake is just like...
Jake is honestly just the family reject. I hate to say it. I think, like... And it wasn't even a fundraising video. And... You know, he just put it on the side for good optics, I think.
It's just at a certain point, when is he going to start to understand the consequences of the things he's doing?
He just needs to slow down and think for a second.
Even if you're not looting yourself, why are you hanging out around people who are looting, showing it to your followers, maybe think that it's not a good idea?
And actually, he wasn't really filming. He was just kind of just hanging out.
Maybe don't hang out.
Yeah, he was just kind of cruising around,
because you
enjoying
are
the
an
show.
Influencer after all.
Oh, there you have it. So Jake Paul was in a lot of shit. I have to say, 100%, I don't think he was looting. But I do find it hilarious, the fundraiser scheme. Yeah, it was just stupid. Man, we've got a lot to talk about today. How long have we been going?
Let me check. About an hour and a half. Hour 30.
There's another phenomenon going on in our country regarding the coronavirus. People refusing to wear masks. I've read a report that if people actually wore masks when they're outside, we could reduce the transmission of the virus to 1, which means one person on average infects one other person, which would basically stop it from exponentially spreading completely. But people, again, I don't know how this became a political issue, but people are straight up refusing to wear masks. And there's a Karen invasion. If you guys probably know about the Karen invasion, I mean, Karen strikes again. There's like a whole Twitter account dedicated to this, but I think this needs to be a presidential platform about what are we going to do about all these Karens. So here's a Karen outside a Gelson's grocery store who is refusing to wear a mask and making it the world's problem.
Oh.
Wait, what, the music?
Yeah, there's Michael Jackson in the background.
What, I can't hear the video.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point if you're pulling out the audio, Zach.
I think it stops at this point. Stop it! Ah! Here. Go ahead, lift it.
So where's the regulations that state that?
The regulations?
Yeah.
That is company.
Because how's that helping when you're going to do shopping for me? I'm going to give you my bank information.
I'm doing the best I can.
How do I do the transaction?
Go away, Michael. Now's not the time.
And here is the policies, which state that they will shop for me, take my money.
That sounds great.
Credit
Sounds like
card.
a fantastic service. Anyway, she's bitching because they won't let. It's a private property. They're going on about how my rights are being violated. Bitch, it's Gelson's.
But they're offering to shop for you? That's awesome.
I agree. There's more. Let's see.
I'll just put you on my 3,000
Costco.
Instagram feed, mostly local.
Hi everyone, I work for Costco and I'm asking this member to put on a mask because that is our company policy. So either wear the mask.
And I'm not doing it because I
This
woke
guy
up in
looks
a
like
free
a
country.
fucking winner, man. That's the type of dude right there, boy. Listen to him. He goes,
Because I woke up in a free country.
"It's Costco. It's Costco."
Also, there's a pandemic going on. If you didn't hear,
It's their private business. They can tell you, they can keep you from coming in just because they don't like the way that you look. Actually, I don't think so.
Why?
That's discriminatory, but they can definitely stop you from not wearing a mask. You know, you can't go in a store. If you go in a store not wearing a shirt, they can ask you to leave. No shoes, no shirt, no service. You know the slogan.
I don't.
Oh, you don't know that? I guess it's a beach thing. You can't cruise into stores. They say, if you come in without a shirt, we will remove you.
Mm-hmm.
So, homie, you're not going to go think that you have a constitutional right to cruise around Costco shirtless. Right, Hila? Yes.
So you're going to take this cart from me.
Sir, have a great
full
day.
of stuff.
You're no longer welcome here in our warehouse. You need to leave. Thank you very
Here,
much.
you put it on. I'll give you my card. He's going to take the card away.
See ya. You just got fucking owned. He had toilet paper in there,
There he
too.
is.
He thought he hit the gold mine. Nope, not today, bitch. Love it. This one is uploaded by a channel
Just
called...
put on a mask.
This one is uploaded by a channel called First Amendment Defenders. By the way, when you wear a mask, you are protecting other people. When you go into a public space and don't wear a mask, you are saying, I don't give a fuck about all you other people.
Yes.
People are wearing masks to protect you. That's how it works. And you are not extending that same courtesy.
So what was that? I cannot enter the store without a
This
mask.
one's long, but Walmart.
Am I allowed to? Am I allowed to go in? If I have a medical condition that prevents me from wearing a mask.
Do you? What is all this like hypotheticals?
What medical condition prohibits someone from wearing a mask? Is that even a thing?
I don't think it is a thing actually, because I
It's just
keep
off-
seeing that coming up, and people are saying that is not even a thing.
Yeah. What prohibit? I mean, sick people wear masks.
Actually, if you do have a medical condition, then you should wear the mask.
You should be wearing
because you
a
really
mask.
shouldn't get COVID.
Yeah, I can't think of a medical condition where like, sorry, I need to make sure I don't breathe in viruses. My medical condition wants me to breathe in deadly viruses.
There's a sign right there on the door.
I don't care what the sign says. I have a medical condition that prevents me from
Then go
wearing
shop
it.
somewhere else,
Your
idiot.
condition.
Yeah. Stupidity.
Stupidity.
Yeah.
Well, what law does that refer to?
There's a sign right there.
Also, I love how they just harass the employees. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, I have nothing to do with this, bro. My job is to prevent idiots like you from entering the store.
What does it say?
What do you want from her?
What does the sign say?
Read it, dum-dum.
I'm asking you.
What?
You're the one telling me that I'm not allowed to enter the store. You're the one telling me.
There is just a ton of people in the world who are this dumb.
You need to learn the laws.
Just imagine that.
So what? I can't enter the store without a mask if I have
Just
a
go in
medical
there then,
condition?
tough guy. Look at the scene. Everyone's just watching this dum-dum.
Everyone's got a mask on. Just put one on.
I have a medical
It's really
condition
not
prevents
that
me
tough.
from
I have a
wearing it.
medical condition. I can't wear a mask. What is that medical condition, sir?
Just, you can't be uncomfortable for 5
I
minutes.
can't be uncomfortable. My skin is sensitive. Okay, so you're going to spread COVID to everybody in Walmart. Fantastic.
Mask.
What's your medical condition?
So
There you go.
do you think you have the right to ask me that?
You think you have a right to ask me that? I love this. You don't have a right to ask me that, but I have a right to go in your store without a mask.
Do you think if I have a disability, you have any right to talk to me about
It's a
that?
California state law.
It's not a state
it
law.
is.
What's the penal code for the state law?
It's not your responsibility, dude.
This guy's name. I've already spoke to Walmart corporate.
Okay, that's fine.
Just so you know.
Okay, that's
For
fine.
me to let them know which employees are not allowing me in the store without a
I want to see this guy's reflection. I want to know what he looks like.
It clearly says on the website.
Anyway, 17 minutes of this. You guys get the idea. These poor mothers. And it keeps going. I'll tell you what. There's a lot of this stuff,
There
man.
a settled upon male equivalent of Karen?
Yeah, I think they're called Chad.
Chad?
Chad.
But
Isn't
Chad's
Chad
already
the guy who
Chad's
gets
versus
girls?
Virgin.
I heard somebody. I saw some. Yeah, you're right. Chad is the alpha.
Right.
Well, can it be the same guy?
I feel like
Chad is.
whine-
just-
I feel like whining about a mask, it doesn't seem like a very alpha move to me.
We need a Karen
let's
version.
see. Ralph.
Ralph.
I just Googled it. It's Kevin or a Todd.
Oh, Kevin.
Kevin.
Oh, poor Todd. That's your brother's name.
It's my dad's name.
Oh yeah, your dad's.
And my
name.
dad's middle name is Kevin too. So
Oh, your dad is fucked.
Whoa.
Does your dad wear a mask, Zach?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's a Todd and a Kevin.
He's a
Brutal.
Todd and a Kevin.
Your dad is the worst. Wait, what was your brother's name? I remember we were
Jared.
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 Pro Jared.
Tough names in your family.
I know. I'm the only good one, you know.
Yeah, you got a great one. So this is a Karen. So what is it, Todd or Kevin?
Todd or I mean, it's this Reddit thread.
What do you think? Which one? I like both of those.
I like the
Todd
Todd.
is good,
I
honestly.
like Todd.
Yeah, I actually like Todd. Sorry, Zach. I like Todd. Unfortunately, Todd. Apologies to your father on that.
Apologies to all the Todds out there.
Yeah. So this is my favorite. She's going full Karen over not wearing a mask. So and also bringing Black Lives Matter into it as well. Go ahead, Karen. Take the mic.
Come on, Karen.
Come on, Twitter.
Refresh the page.
Hey, Twitter world, it's yours truly.
All right, so I'm in Market Basket, and they're telling me I need a mask, but we're in a free country, and I'm not wearing a mask because...
It's private property, you dumb, idiot, stupid moron. You have no constitutional right to go inside of private property.
I have medical issues that I can't wear a mask. I refuse to put a mask on. I'm in a free country.
I refuse to put a mask on. I'm in a free country.
You have a medical condition, don't go there. Stay at home. There's pandemic.
There's no medical condition that prevents you from wearing a mask. None. If you're that sick, you should be in a hospital.
I'm healthy. They can't allow
Wait,
me.
so you have make up your mind, Karen. Are you healthy or do you have a medical condition? She's just throwing everything at the wall, man. This woman is not used to being told no.
Not to wear a mask. I have civil liberty rights. All
God,
lives
so
matter.
ignorant.
My life matters. What do they want me to
How
drop?
did that come into it? Now she's making it some weird race issue. Like, she's just throwing everything at the wall.
Wearing a goddamn mask. I want the manager.
I want the manager.
Americans need to speak up. What do you think about it?
This is tyranny. This is fascism. Wearing a mask during a pandemic. This is outrageous. This is white privilege. When she's so outraged, when requested to wear a mask during a pandemic, and she's the victim, right? This is the most outrage she's ever encountered in her life as a white female. This is the civil rights. This is her civil rights movement.
Whose protection?
Hers.
If you're sick and you feel comfortable wearing a mask, you should wear one.
But it's to protect other people. You don't understand them, dumb.
That's okay. But Joe, be careful for your freedom that's being taken away from you because
Be careful for your freedom.
It's okay to be uncomfortable for 1 hour while you're
They're
doing
taking
shopping.
my freedom.
It's really not the end of the world.
This is definitely the Karen apocalypse. This is the ultimate Karen video.
Black Lives Matter. They're having Black Lives Matter protests. All lives matter.
What
All
does that
lives
have to do
matter,
with wearing a mask? Why'd you get all racist about it?
just Black lives, and I'm not
Why
wearing a mask.
she's like, listen, I'm just grocery shopping.
But I'm healthy. I have.
Now she's arguing.
I have a very healthy. I get the cold. It's like a common cold. So
what
this
does
is
that
the
mean?
mentality. But I'm standing here waiting for the manager, and I don't care. Hi guys, because this is a real fight. Because they're taking away our.
Poor woman. She actually thinks she's having like a civil liberties battle right now. She's Rosa Parks of the new world. But this is the disinformation that goes on. Like,
also, what does it mean I'm healthy? You could have it and not know.
No,
and
but she said...
give it to people for 2 weeks.
She says it's just a common cold. She said that. That's what she thinks. So she's smarter than everybody.
Okay,
she
so
understands.
She thinks that if she got it, it's just a common cold. But she also has pre-existing conditions, apparently. So for someone like her, it will not be just like a common cold.
She's like, I'm lying about that. Obviously. I'm lying about that.
Our amendment rights, they're taking away
Which
our
amendment?
freedoms. I had to wait in line to come in the store. Then they want me to put a mask like this. I'm healthy. I want the manager. I want the store manager. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really upset because I
do
know,
love
honey,
that
it's not your
accent.
fault. You're doing your
So
job.
garbage.
This young gentleman has to do his job. But I feel as though
Good
if I'm
luck,
healthy,
Ethan.
I do not
Good
need to
luck,
wear a
Ethan.
mask.
We
That's
need
how
a
I
good
feel.
luck, Karen.
You can disagree with me, but you know what? People died in nursing homes in my family because we couldn't see them. No funerals, but they're having a funeral for the black guy. That's okay.
What? So
And his
people did die.
Life mattered, but my aunt's life mattered too. And all the people that I know that lost parents, their lives mattered, but they
So is
weren't
it just a common flu or
people that
people die?
opportunity. Okay.
Huh. So her family members who died of COVID didn't get a
Couldn't see
funeral.
them in the funeral.
But George Floyd got a funeral.
It's a twisted world.
But why was George Floyd allowed to have a funeral but not her family members? I'm serious.
What do you mean?
I mean, why was George Floyd allowed to have a public funeral and not her family members? She raises a good point, actually.
What's the point?
I mean,
they weren't
not
allowed
really.
because of COVID.
COVID's still around. George Floyd had COVID. I'm trying to understand, why is that a bad point?
I mean, assuming she's
don't
not
know
making it up, which is highly likely, if she had a family member that died in the midst of the lockdown from COVID, that's a completely different set of circumstances and timeline.
Okay.
Let's cut this.
Yeah, cut that. I was just genuinely curious.
funeral for the black guy. That's okay. And his
So hot here.
life mattered. But my aunt's life mattered too. And all the people that I know that lost parents.
You just jumped. I wasn't.
Yeah, it's okay.
We're gonna cut that.
Yeah, you can cut it.
Yeah, go ahead. Fucking hell, it's hot as a mother.
We should just wrap it up after this, no?
Yeah.
PS5 and just that's it.
No Keem memes?
Man, that's a whole.
It's hot as a
matter.
fucking cocksucker. You ready, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna proceed.
Okay.
So that is the Karen apocalypse, and then there's actually one other good one here. The Orange County Council meeting, which is phenomenal, frankly. A bunch of people stormed city council in Orange County
masks. How disgusting. How shameful.
to
How
protest.
criminal, how corrupt.
So they have in the greater LA area and California, a lot of places, they say that if you're in public, you have to wear a mask. They've mandated it. So these people are here to protest this outrageous
Y'all are
violation.
sitting there breathing freely, building your immune systems without masks. How disgusting. How shameful. How criminal. How corrupt. This is a hoax. It's a fraud. There's nobody dying in excess of any other year in the
That's
last
false.
decade. Are you aware of that?
False.
Stop listening to absolute charlatan doctors like this Dr. Chow, who I wouldn't go.
Your time is up. Thank you.
Dr.
Next
Chow just put
speaker,
the
please.
hammer on her.
Jesus.
100 people showed up to bitch out the board to speak out against mask wearing
You're
orders.
telling me that I have to breathe in CO2 when God gave this body the ability to extract that from my body, and now you want me to put it back in.
This is so weird. These people think. When I saw this, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. I never heard that. So they say that by wearing a mask, they're rebreathing CO2.
Oh, my goodness.
And in violation of God, of course, somehow. They don't think they're breathing fresh air because they're wearing a mask.
Oh, my God.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean, you can't, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, you can't live on CO2. You would get lightheaded. You would eventually pass out. People wear these masks all day, every day. Doctors wear them for 15 hours straight. They're not passing out and dying. You're breathing the same air, lady. You're not in.
Stay at home then and don't wear a mask, you know?
Why did I talk?
That
This is all Facebook. This is Facebook is responsible for this. I swear to God, if Facebook didn't exist, this would not be happening. Only on Facebook can people get together and agree that wearing masks results in you breathing an increased amount of CO2.
My body. I have natural rights as a sovereign citizen of the United States.
Your time is up.
It's a red flag.
are kneeling on the necks of the people,
Oh!
and you are continuing to act in
Really?
a thuggish manner.
Dude, you can't. She compared making people wear masks to the police kneeling on George Floyd.
Oh, my God.
By the way, and I love how there's no relation to the two incidents. They're just hijacking
Yeah.
this brutal
She's
police.
using a metaphor, you know.
Yeah, I know, but they're.
Metaphorically.
Yeah, I understand, but
insane.
they're using this unrelated police brutality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To try to make their point about wearing masks during a pandemic. This is a caring collective. This is like the board of Karens. Was that Rick and Morty thing with all the Ricks? The Rick Consortium? What do they call it?
I don't know.
Nobody? Wow.
Sure, yes.
Wow. I'm the only one?
Isn't it the Council of Rick?
Yes, the Council of Rick. The Council of Karen.
There you go.
Thank you, Zach. This is she imposed the mandatory mask order. God bless her soul. She resigned after receiving death threats. He's the new chief health officer. Go ahead with the sound.
devices from sight.
I begin with the question, are you smarter than a fifth grader? I remember teaching my own fifth graders about the respiratory system. These 10-year-olds understood the most basic important element needed by the human body is oxygen. So I ask you, why in the name of science and health would you require people, especially children, to wear a mask only to rebreathe the waste product the body wants to get rid of?
Can you point to one person that has died from... What are you talking about?
That guy is a teacher.
Yeah, that surprises me.
Name one person on the whole earth that has dropped dead from not getting oxygen because they're wearing a mask.
Making our children wear masks is contrary to the medical experts, and it's fundamentally
Which
wrong.
medical
They need to be exposed to bacteria in the air, playing on jungle gyms. Kids need sunlight, exercise, interaction, youth
Sunlight?
sports,
What's
and
that got to
prayer
do with
without
masks?
masks. If you deny them that, in 20 years you're going to have a population of immunosuppressed, antisocial adults who can only interact via Zoom and FaceTime and need gloves to shake your hand.
Okay, lady, there's a pandemic.
It's just one
It's
year.
not ideal.
I love how they can't deal with this shit.
It's not fun.
Just one fucking year we ask you to wear a mask and be responsible. This is Facebook.
Discriminated 5 times in the last 2 days.
Oh.
I have been actually turned away. I cannot go in these businesses without a mask, even though I have a health condition.
Children need. Everyone's got a health condition. You can't wear a mask.
To be back on the field, not in 2 weeks, now. As you can see, Taylor's got a soccer uniform on, and we're still not playing soccer.
Oh,
Guys, it's over. Like, really? Like, you know? I mean, are we still talking about this? Like, it's over. You know, this lockdown? I mean, you're looking at numbers.
She's gonna die.
Is it
She's gonna
over?
die of COVID. Mark my words. That lady's gonna die of COVID.
It's over based on what? That you're tired of being at home?
Yes. How are we are so doomed. COVID is coming back. We are just going to be, I'm telling you, dude, when the fall starts coming and the weather starts cooling, we are going to be decimated. This is going to be a nightmare. COVID is going to ravage this country. New Zealand, by the way, they don't have a single COVID. They're back and loving life. Same thing with China for the most part. But here in America, land of the free to be ignorant, is there's just so much disinformation. We are going to be COVIDed out of our minds.
I mean,
COVID party.
The president is not wearing a mask, so...
Why do you think the president doesn't wear a mask? I think it's because of the spray tan rubs off his face. But people say he likes to politicize it. Well, anyway. He's going to start having rallies soon, and he's not going to require people to wear masks or social distance. That's going to be fucking fantastic.
You see that to go, though? You have to sign a memorandum.
Here, I have
Can't
it right
sue
here.
if you get COVID.
So if you go to a Trump rally, you have to sign this agreement. It's like registering below, you acknowledge that an inherent risk of exposure to COVID-19 exists. By attending the rally, you and any guest voluntarily assume all risks and agree not to hold Donald J. Trump for president, Incorporated, or any of their affiliates, director, office employees, agents, yada, 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 liable for any illness or injury.
How do his supporters square the circle? I don't get it. Like, they think it's bullshit. They think it's a hoax. They think it's not that dangerous. But then they're going to a rally and they have to agree not to sue on the chance that they get it.
Well, they say, well, it's just a legal thing.
What?
Go ahead.
I don't know what to say. There's nothing to say. It's just...
Dude, these rallies, because first of all, people like to compare it to the protests. The protests are outdoors. I have to say, a lot of the protests, I've seen them wearing masks and being very responsible with the mask wearing. Mask wearing helps a lot. Being outdoors, the virus is the cut down on transmission is cut down a lot when you're outdoors. It's mostly spread indoors in close proximity without masks. That's the happy place for this virus to spread. I understand a lot of people say, well, the protests are out there during a pandemic and you're not giving them shit. Well, frankly, look.
What are they protesting?
They have to. Now's the time. What can you do? You know,
not a matter of-
they didn't choose to pick it now.
They didn't choose
I think
it.
I think a lot of people would rather not be there
Yeah.
during a pandemic.
I mean, they're going while risking their lives too.
I think there'd be a lot more people there
Mhm.
if there wasn't a pandemic, to be honest.
Yes.
But that being said, they are being very responsible, and it's outdoors. Trump's rallies are going to be indoors, populated by people that don't believe this is a real issue, not requiring people to wear masks or social distance. These are going to be super spreading events that are going to, dude, it's going to be fucking epic. The whole world is going to be recovered from COVID, and the United States is going to be devastated. This pandemic alone may unseat us from our place of power in the world forever. Forever. This is our undoing. That's my prediction. We will be so devastated. Unemployment numbers, stock market crashing, deaths, fucking, it's just, we are losing it. We are losing it. Meanwhile, China's back to work, you know?
And data, and I go to a resort, nobody's wearing a mask. Then I come here, everybody's wearing a mask.
Listen
I
how
go
bright
to
she
protest,
is.
nobody.
Thank you. Your time is up.
He went and fought where, Dad? Where did you fight?
What's
that? Where did you
What's
fight?
that?
In the Philippine Islands.
Let's bring your old dad out here.
And his fight was for your freedom, my freedom,
Let's get
his
him
freedom,
COVID.
and everybody that's here today.
I don't know if you guys.
He fought for your right to not wear a mask in Gelson's, damn it.
Guys are robots or whatnot. So please stop imposing Chinese communism tactics.
What?
This is America. We need our essential breath.
Our
If you're not
essential
human-
breath. I think she's trying to chime into like essential services. I need my essential breath. Oh, man.
Please join Elon Musk on his trip to Mars. And let us and vote for our breath. Please let us breathe.
Vote for our breath. Bro, how do you even argue with that level of stupidity? You know? It's crazy. PS5 was announced, y'all. PS5, the world is hyped. The memes have started to pour, and I have to say, the way it looks is not that impressive.
I don't like it.
I don't like the asymmetrical CD. Why is there even CD slots?
It looks to me like if someone rendered like 10 years ago what a PS5 would look like in 2020.
That's
And
funny
they were
because it was
like-
probably developed
That was exactly
5
the
years
vibe I
ago.
got.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like a.
Dude, why is there a CD drive? Seriously, I think, let's get over that.
Well, there's two versions.
Oh, the deluxe edition doesn't have the CD drive.
No, digital edition.
Oh,
you can get it with or without the CD drive.
Yeah, I'm skipping this fucking.
Some people, if you live in a place with shitty internet, you still need to buy the hard disk because downloading a giant game takes forever.
What is this?
That's the cube.
This isn't a real thing, is it?
Yes,
That's
it
the
is.
Xbox.
That's the Xbox.
Oh, I thought that was a meme. This is really what it looks like?
Yes, yeah.
I like this one better.
I like it
I like it way
too.
better.
It's way better.
It's
In a way, it's a lot more modern than the other
Absolutely,
one.
it is.
This is way better. What do I need this for? I'm all about that Xbox Cube. Yes, I mean, sure, it looks like a
The
garbage
trash
can, but I'm down. The
Wait, what do we see here?
These are memes.
Oh, a fridge. I'd buy that fridge. I would not buy this.
PlayStation
What
water cooler?
Oh, it's an espresso kind of thing.
Let's see, PS5 versus Xbox Series X. Man, Xbox needs to name their shit better. I'm so
I
sick.
feel like there's like just slightly off with their design and branding and everything. Like that cube is almost there. They could take that same cube but make it look a lot more slick.
Just call it the Xbox Cube. Then I'm in. Xbox Series X? Why?
I don't know. They are out of control with the name.
And then the latest Xbox was, what was it called?
Xbox One.
Yeah, the
It was
Xbox
third
One.
one.
The Xbox One.
Xbox 360, Xbox One, and now Xbox
Their
Series
whole
X.
branding,
There's like, yeah,
I hate
bizarre.
I hate
department really sucks.
I hate them. I might buy a PS5 just because I hate the name of the Xbox so much. Fridge versus router. That's true. The PS5 is the Eye of Mordor. I just found out that all the PS5 all along was just a fan. Oh, I get that one.
I don't
Black.
I really don't get how.
Do you get this meme, Hila?
Yes, I do.
Black.
Of course I do.
Thank you.
I have something to say about that meme, actually. It was posted to our subreddit last night. When I woke up this morning, I went on our sub just to check it out. And that meme had about, I don't know, 900 upvotes or something. And about 50 reports. And then I went into the comments, and every comment was like, what the fuck is this? This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. This isn't funny. This shit sucks.
Really?
It was extremely divisive.
Why?
Really
the most divisive post I have ever seen on our
Wait,
sub.
why?
Are they not getting the reference?
Is it really console war shit? Like, because you have like fanboys who are actually like, I'm pro PlayStation and I'm pro Xbox, which you think, wow, if you think, wow, people are so divisive. If people can really get hostile and divided over that, then we are truly fucked as a.
I mean, if I can rate a meme, and I'm really not the person to do it, but I really thought this one was funny.
Yeah, this is a good meme. I'll officially give my stamp of approval.
Oh, maybe I'll undelete it then.
Although I do not understand the relation to H3. Although we make fun of it.
Because we made fun of that.
Yeah. Allow it. Wait, you removed it, Dan?
Well, again, it was causing like a meltdown
really?
on our subreddit.
No.
I've never seen a post with as many reports as that meme.
You got to leave that up.
I don't get it.
A villain from DBZ.
I have to say that to both companies that they could do so much better with the design. I really don't get it. What's the problem? What's so hard to design a cool looking?
Look at that one.
Ian went deep on these.
Wow, there's a lot of these. What the fuck? People have been up all night with this shit. Yeah.
You know who did really well? The Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, Switch. Nintendo always does it, man. They always get it right. You know.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not true. The
boy.
What was the one before the Switch? The Wii U.
The Wii U.
Yeah, that was.
I
a
hate
disaster.
the Wii.
I think their big mistake was branding it as a Wii. You got to move on.
Talking about the Wii U.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how much is the PlayStation 5? They announced.
Oh, I don't think they gave a price.
Oh wow, it's gonna be bad. I bet you'll be like $1,000.
No way.
It says here, Sony hasn't confirmed the price yet, but analysts predict it will be $500. That's how much the last one was. That seems fine.
I'm surprised that Xbox didn't go more like the GameCube style. The
GameCube. That's a callback.
GameCube.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the?
Here, I don't know.
What do you know about GameCube? Hey, you can talk about this, Hila?
Yeah, this. This looks epic.
The GameCube was awesome.
This still looks better than both of those that just came out.
Dude, the GameCube was like the best console. Like, man, one of the best.
I never had it. I'm just talking from
Make
design.
it a cube.
Just talking about a design
right.
perspective.
So, anyway, it's been so long since a new console came out. I'm ready. I want it. I need it. And then the thing is, like, I have a really old PlayStation 4 because then they upgrade it with, like, the PlayStation 4X, the PlayStation 4X Plus Extreme, the PlayStation 4 4KX Double D Black.com. And I'm like, I don't want to buy any of these new consoles just so it goes faster. I want the new console. I don't want to buy 3 of the same console. You know what I'm saying? Does anyone feel me out there?
I don't buy consoles because I'm not a pleb.
That's rude.
I don't play video games.
I don't play video games.
Ian, back me up.
But I would buy it if it looked cooler.
I'd probably get it, yeah.
You would buy the Xbox 3 X7?
No, not the
Double
Xbox.
PlayStation boy.
I'd get the router, the Netgear Sony.
The Netgear Wi-Fi extender.
Yeah.
And for our final story, I have to talk about, we have not yet talked about on the podcast, the Keemstar beef drama that took place over the past month. How long ago was that first video come out? Holy shit. Let me see. Keemstar content nuke. Wow. When did this released? May 19th. It's almost been a month. Wow, that's crazy.
You mean the video where you threatened his life with a nuclear?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because we all got nukes in our houses.
That's
ready,
a realistic
ready to launch.
threat. Yeah. Don't fuck with me. I'll drop a nuke right on you, boy.
Garbage.
Oh, by the way, so I haven't talked about it, but now's the time because there's been a lot of developments. Now, let me preface this part by saying, for the last 3 years, I have tried my best to just take what everybody's been saying, try to parse out the reasonable stuff and dismiss the unreasonable stuff, and take the criticism the best way that I can and just ignore the rest. I mean, for anyone that's been paying attention, there's obviously been a huge influx of videos critical about me. I think in part because people are either disappointed that my views, I think a lot of it stems from either people who disagree with me politically, who sees me as someone who's not what they thought I was, people who miss our old videos, and people who just generally think I'm a hypocrite and whatever, yada, yada, yada. And that's fine. And then in part, I do think that there's been like a whole economy of H3 videos, so a lot of people are trying to cash in on that as well, and it's all fine. I mean, hey, I do that too. You know what I'm saying? We all do that here on YouTube. You do what you do to stay afloat and stay relevant on YouTube. So there's nothing wrong with any of those things to do per se. But the stuff that is wrong is when, for example, some ordinary gamer made that whole video about me, about donation shaming Jeff Bezos and how I was a hypocrite. And I'm like, dude, this guy, this is getting out of control. This guy's, the whole premise of his video is wrong. And he's using it to draw all these conclusions about me that are just horrible. His video was like blowing up. It had over 1 million views, 99% like. People had no problem accepting the fact that I was pretty much just the biggest piece of shit that ever lived, basically. And it's just basically taken for granted at this point. So when I saw that video, I said, man, I don't think I can ignore this anymore. I think I need to start correcting the record on some of these things. Because for 3 years, I sat back and I just tried to accept it and I let it happen. And I was in a bad place, frankly, emotionally, and not in a good place to kind of take this stuff on anyway. But I think I've learned that if I sadly, as much as I want to, can't just let people say whatever they want about me, because it just perpetuates fake shit. And somehow on YouTube, or the people who continue making videos about me, they take my silence as an admission of guilt. And so it's important for me to, now when I see people lying about me or distorting things about me, to actually come out and correct the record. Because it just snowballs out of control. And that's how you ended up with this video like Go Canaro, because I was silent, silent, silent. Everybody has all these crazy conspiracies about what this means, and that means, and this means, and then all of a sudden you've got a video like Go Canaro's, which the thesis is basically that I'm a terrible human being. Well, his thesis was that I'm a hypocrite that can't take criticism. But you get what I'm trying to say. So, to address the Keemstar controversy, there's been a new conspiracy theory being afforded by Leafy and Keemstar that I am... Let's see, I'll pull up Leafy's tweet here. He just tweets out unprompted. I believe H3 Productions is trying to get my channel deleted. What? Had to private all my videos. Just got second channel strike for harassment on my new videos. Another strike and my channel gets deleted. He says the videos received strikes were the H3 Productions one and the I'm Alex one nearly at the same time. Again, I don't know if it's H3, but yeah, that's my current situation. So here you say, I believe. You open with that. I believe what YouTuber has the power to get video channels deleted? I mean, the whole premise is weird. I feel like I feel like I've become the George Soros of YouTube, just a lightning rod for conspiracies. And it all goes back, of course, to.
But also, if it gets removed for harassment, it's just you don't have to report it. It's just YouTube's their own policy being enforced.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you personally asked them to remove it because of harassment.
I think in their minds, they think that I called Susan Wojcinski and said, hey, this video is harassing me. Can I get some water? It's so hot in here. Ice. Do we have ice? Cold water? I'm dying. Our AC is broken.
Yeah.
Anyway, I truly think that they just think that, thank you, Zach, that I have Susan on speed dial because I took a picture with her once. And then, of course, I've never even seen the video he made about. I don't know what he's even referencing, what video about me, because he's made several. And I said nothing of value was lost, you know. Obviously, when you come at me saying H3 is trying to get my channel deleted, like, what obligation do I have to feel sorry for you? I don't fucking care about. I find it so funny, too, that Leafy, thank you, Zach. Leafy keeps using clips of me going, I'd love to see him succeed in today's climate. And it only took like a month before his channel was almost removed.
And this is exactly,
I was right.
This is exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah, of course. Because their policy has changed so much, you just can't get away with the same shit you used to.
I mean, the reason we said it is because we're dealing with YouTube all the time, with the podcast, with everything. You have to adjust. There's certain things we could do a while ago that we can't do anymore. You can't talk about anything you want. You can't show anything you want.
Right.
You just can't. You have to
adjust. It's a different world. And so I wasn't even saying that to be like rude to Leafy. I was just saying, Leafy, I know what kind of content you make, what kind of content made you famous. I'd love to see if you can do that today. And I think the answer was a resounding no. But instead, I'm perpetuating a conspiracy to get his channel removed. So let's go down this meme hole. Oh, by the way, I do want to point out one thing that I thought was hilarious. So Leafy, who's tweeting out, I believe H3 Productions is trying to get my channel. At the same time, he's telling his friends to message me and get his channel reinstated. So do you believe it or not? He says, I'm reaching out because I still talk to Leafy. His channel is one strike away from termination, and one of the videos is about you. I know for a fact that you personally didn't take it down, but I also know that maybe you can help him in a way, if you'd even want to. I said, he asked you to reach out? He said, yeah. I told him I don't think you took it down his video, and that if he got... I told him I don't think you took down his video, and that he got in touch with you, perhaps you could help him. Bro, I can't help you, and I can't remove your video. What can I do for you? Can't do anything. This fucking YouTuber the same as you. It's weird.
And why would you help him while he's like publicly bashing you?
Exactly.
It's so crazy.
The whole thing. Like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
People don't understand what they're saying anymore. You just put out in the world that I am trying to get your channel suspended. But I'm the asshole for saying basically fuck off. Right?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? It's so crazy how I just can't win in the eyes of some of these people. And then all these little commentary channels are scrambling to prove what an asshole I am. Or to prove that it was me because I said nothing of value was lost. Anyway.
Which is funny. Like, come on.
Yeah, I was just obviously just making a joke.
Yeah.
I don't have to like Leafy's content. I mean, what the fuck? And then, of course, I said, of course I'll spell it out. I had not, because I know that I'm living in a conspiracy theory world now. I had nothing to do with it. I never reported his videos. It's very bizarre that he thinks I wield some godlike power to remove his videos, but no, it's not me. Sorry. Keemstar responds with a picture of me and Susan. That's it. That's all it. That's just a meme. A picture of me and Susan. That's the source of the whole conspiracy. Is that we met with her 20 minutes here at the... By the way, I changed my Twitter banner to commemorate that meeting. I hope you guys enjoy it. This is my new banner on YouTube. High res, by the way.
Fucking love it.
Yeah. So anyway, so this is I think this is Keemstar's basically his way of trying to get revenge, is to fuel all these crazy conspiracies about me. But no, I had nothing to do with it. I don't even know what video he's referring to. And then this is the best part, right? Team YouTube tweets out to Leafy. They respond to him. The tweet of him saying, "I believe HD is trying to get my channel deleted." They say, "Yo, our policy team confirmed that your videos were removed by mistake. Both of your videos are back up, and you should no longer see the strikes on your channel. Thanks for bearing with us." So YouTube says it was a mistake on their end. Does anybody correct the record or apologize to me? No.
Well, they only said that because they got caught.
Well, the problem is that he says it in a way that he's just saying, like, maybe,
Yeah,
you know, but he still
though.
puts it out there, so it's still...
He said, "I believe HC is trying to get my channel deleted." What's even parsing words about that? By the way, what is his evidence? Okay? What is his evidence? Like, really, what's his evidence that I'm trying to get his channel deleted? What? What is it? What is it? It's crazy. People believe anything about me on YouTube. It's fucking crazy. It just blows my mind. So YouTube admits that it was a mistake. And then Keemstar... This is when Keemstar really goes off the rails. He starts tweeting pictures of horses to me. Starts tweeting pictures of horses.
Yes, so with the horses pictures, this has been an ongoing thing maybe for like 2 years or something. I don't know, when we
I
first...
think it's even older than
The
that.
first wave of like commentary channels that started to hate us,
Mm-hmm.
they like to make a joke that I look like a horse.
Yeah.
I don't know where it comes from or what, but that's the reference. But I find it funny that Keemstar doesn't have the balls to say it directly.
Yeah.
And he won't say it directly to me,
Mhm.
but he's just sending these pictures of a horse.
Yeah, he's such a petty little fucking... Like,
Yeah.
he can't accept...
Yeah.
Can't... Talk about not being able to accept criticism, bro. You don't own up to anything, and you just start tweeting me pictures of a horse. But wait, it gets better, okay? So he tweets pictures of the horse. Okay. By the way, I first responded, "I don't get it," because I wanted him to be man enough and explain what it is. But then I was like, I want people to actually know what he's doing. So he said, "Obviously he's meant for Hila. All the edgy kids always say she looks like a horse." Okay? Hila, you're beautiful, gorgeous. You're like, everybody knows you're like a queen.
Thank you. Well,
Obviously.
it's fine.
You're a
Someone like Keemstar is making fun of how I look. Okay.
That's true. I mean...
Keemstar, I know you're going to listen to this. Next time, just tweet directly at me and say what you have to say.
That's true, huh?
I did block him, though, so...
Yeah, Hila blocked him. Hila's like, "Should I block him? I just don't want to see this shit anymore." And I was like, well, yeah, go for it. I mean, Keemstar blocks literally... Keemstar's Twitter is his safe space. Like, all of his response... Everyone who responds to his tweets are just dick writers because he blocks anyone that even dissents.
Yeah.
Like, I have this friend on YouTube who I've recently made. His name is
Starkilla.
Starkilla. This guy, I got to give a shout out to Starkilla. He's the only motherfucker that rode for me on YouTube. He made a whole rebuttal to Gokunaro's video like years ago to defend me and say that Gokunaro's videos were all bad. And this Starkilla, this guy's a legend. This is a real ride or died motherfucker. So anyway, he tweeted something at Keemstar, and he has like a couple hundred followers on Twitter. He got like a couple of likes, and Keemstar blocked him. Like just some random dude on Twitter. So he's in the nitty gritty, just blocking anybody. So yeah, just block him. I mean, who gives a fuck?
It's done.
There you go. Congratulations. So he can't tweet it at you. So what should he do if he wants to send more horse pictures?
Just say my name and say exactly what he means.
Say, "This is Hila."
Yeah, and what exactly does he not like about my appearance?
He's pretending like he's trying to pretend like it's a dead horse meme. That's not a dead horse.
No, he's not trying to pretend. He said that you like horses, and he heard about that from a friend.
Okay.
He's not pretending.
So then he keeps going. Oh, yeah, I said, obviously it's meant for Hila. He said, "I'm simply trying to brighten your mood. A mutual friend told me you like horses."
Yeah.
So there you go. Okay. And then a day passes, and he keeps tweeting pictures of horses at me. He goes, H3 is a bad person. I will attempt to change him.
What a statement.
Yeah. I will attempt to change him into a good person by tweeting a picture of a horse at him every single day for a year. I hear he likes horses and it makes him feel good. If you want to help me reform Ethan into a good person, tweet horses at him. Unfortunately, everybody thought this was the dumbest. He's trying to create a movement and start harassing me by having people send pictures of the horse. Nobody fucking did it.
And me, not just you.
Well, yeah, you. He's targeting
trying to get people to harass me.
Yeah.
And he's successfully gotten some too. I get a lot of hate since the whole Keemstar thing started, but it's weirdly racist. He even responded to a Black Lives.
Here it is.
Yeah.
I'm tweeting about all these police brutality, and he thinks now is a good time to tweet a picture of a horse to me. Here's a picture of a reporter getting pepper sprayed in the face unprovoked, and Keemstar goes, "Let's send him a horse. Now's the good time."
Epic.
It's awesome. It keeps going. The Keemstar, there's not enough shit going on in the world. So here's Keemstar sending me a horse again on the next day. Here's the top comment. Bro, cut it out. We know you tried, but he gave you an L. I think he eventually stopped just because it was not working.
So I kind of find it interesting that he stopped around the time that he got punished from YouTube.
I didn't put that together.
Mhm.
Well, let's see. We can. Here's. Is this his last horse? Let's see. This was on June 7th. A few extra horses today because I know you're going through a lot right now. Have a good day. There's good old Keemstar. Basically saying, I know you're having a hard time, so let me try to get people to harass you and your wife more. Love him. Good dude. So then the next drama alert comes out, and of course he covers the Leafy story. Look how desperate he is to try to make this seem like a big deal.
Oh, you got exposed big time.
Oh yeah, Jake Paul. By the way, Jake Paul, who was caught rioting, and me.
What's up, Drum Alert Nation?
Look at him.
I'm your
He's trying
host,
so hard.
Killer Keemstar.
Have you ever seen him so animated? Dude, chill.
Into the news! H3 trying to take down Leafy's channel. Well, we don't know, but he's been accused.
You gotta love. I called this fucking guy out for putting out false, fraudulent, fake stories, and he starts off by saying,
H3 tried to take down Leafy's channel. Well, we don't know.
"Oh, well, we don't know."
No, but he's been accused of it. But before
He's been accused of it by who? Leafy.
And you.
And you. I love that. It's like he's been accused
now
of
he's
it.
got like multiple personalities.
Yeah.
He's reporting on himself.
He's been accused of it by me. That's a really good strategy for reporting the news. Make an accusation on Twitter, and then you can report it as news on Drama Alert.
Mm-hmm.
He's been accused of it. It's awesome.
get into that story first, we have a...
So he's like, all right, I want to just make sure everyone knows that H3 did this. And then he talks about Jake Paul looting, and then he comes back to the story here. Let's see.
H3 uploaded a video titled My Experience with the Police. And in this video, H3 goes on to say that, like, when he was younger, he got pulled over by the cops. It was a fine experience. He got caught, like, drinking underage. It was a good experience. All of his experiences with the police throughout his life have been good. He thought police are the good guy, but now he's questioning if it literally was the color of his skin and why he received such good treatment from the cops. Now, I think it was a great message that he put out there. I applaud him for it.
Thank you.
However, he started losing subs. H3 tweeted out, first time being happy that I lost subscribers from...
And by the way, I knew that I was going to lose subscribers when I made that video.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, there's just a certain level of people out there that either don't want to hear it or disagree with the message or think I'm like, what do they call it? Virtue signaling, which is what people call someone nowadays when just caring about anything is virtue signaling. But anyway, I knew people were going to unsub.
Video. Basically, H3 is saying that he has some racist fans and they didn't like that he was speaking out, so they're unsubbing.
Definitely.
However, It seems to be all the chatter that we're seeing online that it wasn't racist fans that were unsubbing. It was people calling H3H3 a hypocrite because the whole basis of his video.
Dude, people were unsubbing the second I uploaded that video en masse. I love how he's taking something that isn't a story and he's trying to blow it up. But let's see.
Video is that the police are judging people based on their skin color. And a clip came out of H3H3 judging people based on their skin color. Ultra Joe responded by saying, maybe you lost subscribers because of this video. Oh no! What is the video? Roll it.
Because I was like, they're like these huge black dudes and they were all strapped. They were all black. There was like 10. I'm just saying, they were, every single one of them was black.
Okay. I don't even pay attention to color or anything.
If there's 8 dudes on security and they're all black, I think that's worth noting.
I just noticed their suit. They were all wearing suits.
They were all wearing suits, yeah. No, they were super professional.
Nice.
And, I mean, they were all like 6'5", black dudes. Yeah, that's terrifying. Is a 6'5" black dude scare you more than a 6'5" white dude?
No. Is it supposed to?
Well,
I mean, it's the height maybe that will scare you.
Yeah. Yeah. How do I get out of this? This man. So, by the way, I don't remember the context, but I think what I was trying to do was highlight I was almost trying to admit how I racially profile, like how I feel like people do that. Obviously, that came off bad. I mean, yeah, it's bad. But I think I was just trying to own to the fact that I do racially profile, just because.
I don't remember the story.
Yeah, I don't remember
what we were talking about, but I can tell that we were right away aware that comment was like based on my reaction.
Yeah, it came off wrong.
The comment wasn't cool, and you kind of.
I was trying to bounce off.
Yeah,
but yeah, I totally agree that it was a fucking stupid, ignorant thing to say. So, that being said. That's definitely not why people were unsubbing, because this dude posted this video on Twitter.
Dad is the biggest hypocrite on the planet.
Oh, wait.
Now, that video continued of Ethan saying the N-word multiple times. Obviously, I'm not going to play that footage in here. But wow. You know,
okay.
I must say, H3H3 or Ethan, he still could have made this video and said the same exact thing if he just added in that he was wrong in the past and that he has been racially profiling people in the past, and he shouldn't have done that. If you just own that, I think you still can make this video.
So this is where Keemstar, the newsman, really shines. You see where he stopped watching the video? I think this is where he stopped watching the video. Because if you actually watch my fucking video, Keemstar, you pathetic excuse for a newsman, this is the saddest shit. I literally put a whole segment in there talking about how I'm a hypocrite because I've done racist shit.
As somebody who has not always been on the right side of racial issues. I've said the N-word on my podcast, and I thought I used it in a context that made it okay. I look back on those clips with just embarrassment and shame. But sometimes a hypocrite is just a man in the process of changing.
I mean, the guy couldn't even finish the video he's reporting on. And then Keemstar actually got a 2-week suspension from YouTube, from the partner program, and made this really kind of bizarre apology.
Hello, guys. I am making this video to inform you of what's going on.
Was the Underwood 2016 a conscious choice?
Definitely.
Because, okay. I mean, Underwood is definitely not someone you want to identify with.
Going on and to apologize.
You know?
I have been suspended from the YouTube
The
partnership
dude is like
program
a murderer,
for 2 weeks. A couple weeks ago, I re-uploaded the Gokanaro documentary on H3H3. This original video was removed off of YouTube in 2019 when YouTube updated, their policy on bullying and harassment. There was a scene in that documentary that was considered simulated violence against the creator, that being H3H3. When I re-uploaded this documentary to Drum Alert, we edited out the guns and replaced those with toilet plungers, and we removed the gun sound effects and replaced those with squeaky noises. I thought by doing that I was turning this scene into comedy and that I wouldn't be breaking the rules, but I was wrong. YouTube still seen that as bullying and harassment. They still seen it as simulating violence against a creator, and that video was taken down. I've never had a strike on my...
Yada, yada, yada.
So he's saying that it wasn't you, basically.
He is saying that.
Mm-hmm.
Because later, that's funny because his messaging is kind of sloppy.
Yeah, because here in the video, he basically says, okay, I was not aware of the terms, but now I am aware and I understand the terms.
Hello, guys.
Here, right here.
I am making
What is
this
with Twitter?
video...
I can't control these. Okay, here.
I much better understand the rules, but to also spread the message out to the community of what the rules are. Because when I uploaded that video, I didn't think I was breaking the rules, but that is how strict YouTube is on the bullying and harassment guidelines. And I understand where they're coming from. They're trying to make the platform better for creators. And based on talking to them, I understand that I broke the rules and that I am sorry.
Damn.
Cuck.
It's funny. Someone's like, "Why are you Are you sorry?" Or he's like, "I'm sorry, I broke the rules." And I don't know. I want to find that. But like, why are you apologizing if you're not sorry? Anyway, some ordinary gamer goes, "As much as I love a good conspiracy theory, I don't believe Ethan has a kill switch on YouTube." And then Keemstar goes, "Horrible take. Open your eyes and watch what's happening," which is almost like an ironically weird QAnon conspiracy comment, but apparently he's being serious. So
before or after the video?
What's that?
Was that before or after his
That was
Hollywood
after
video?
his apology video.
Okay.
But you know what? I actually never watched the plunging video. So I was having a conversation with Go Kanaru on Twitter, and he told me, well, go watch the video, and he sent me the link. So I was like, okay, let's see. So the video was removed for simulated violence. Let's see how much of an effort they actually made to cover the gun.
Well, we can't show it, can we?
Well, I can't show me being murdered, but I can show the plunger. This is that once, like, I mean, you can clearly see he's holding a gun, right? So I'm sure that look, so YouTube clearly just saw this as them trying to skirt the guidelines.
Yeah.
And really, I'm not surprised. I mean, anyone that's watched this scene and understands the context shouldn't be surprised. Look at this. He's obviously holding a gun.
Yeah, you can still see it.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm not at all surprised that that this video was removed.
Whose idea was it? Plunger. Like what?
I guess.
So weird.
So anyway, I'm not surprised, and I'm not surprised YouTube was angry either, because they're like, look, we removed this video for having an assassination scene, and then Keemstar, really out of spite, re-uploads this video and skirts the guidelines in a really kind of bad way. I said, look, if you wanted the video to stay up, why not reshoot the outro scene and use a plunger instead of a gun? It definitely would have stayed up. Or, like a couple of other people, cut out the scene at the end with the gun. There's 3 minutes at the end. If you cut it out, the video stays up. Everyone who uploaded this video on YouTube and cut out the last 3 minutes, the video is still up. I mean, there's no conspiracy, you guys. Just fucking, like, literally, you could have just cut out the last 3 minutes and that video would still be up on your channel. So that's pretty much my thing. I just want to address this crazy conspiracy that's going around and being perpetuated by Keemstar, really. I guess at a way to get back at me, that I have a kill switch on YouTube, Susan is on speed dial, and I remove all videos critical of me on YouTube, even though to this day, it's still just that one video. And if you cut out the last 3 minutes, it's still up on YouTube. So really, there's 0 videos that have been removed of me for being critical of me. So obviously, I don't want to talk about this shit. I'm over it. Everything that I said about Keemstar that I wanted to is in those 3 videos I made. It's out there. But I do feel the need to address these conspiracy theories so that at least I'm on the record explaining it's bullshit and why is it's bullshit. Gabish? And Hila, you do not, for the record, resemble a horse. You are a beautiful young woman, and I think you are gorgeous. And by the way, I saw a lot of people.
Horses.
Dude, horses are majestic as fuck. I would say you are just the right height. No bucket required, baby. For sure. Top of the line. Good shit. Everyone was saying how beautiful you are, by the way. Even the haters were like, to be honest, Hila's beautiful. The kids who were like Keemstar fans.
It's fine. I don't need anyone to feel bad for me. I just find it so petty.
Yeah, of course.
And especially coming from Keemstar. I mean, the guy is no Brad Pitt. You know, if you want to talk about.
So could Brad Pitt send you pictures of horses?
Sure, I'll take it.
Yeah, Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
If you're out there listening, Brad, you can send pictures of horses to Hila. I'll be mad though. I don't want Brad Pitt flirting with you. Horses or not.
Right. Yeah. You should be mad if Brad Pitt is messaging me.
You better block Brad Pitt. Fuck Keemstar, block Brad Pitt. I don't like where this is going. Well, that's about our show. We've talked about it all. We've done it all. We've said it all. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
So there you have it. Obviously, a little more political, a little more engaged. I do think it's important. It's not something I'm going to talk about every episode. But hey, I'm just doing.
This is the time we're living in. It's a weird time, and maybe, hopefully, something good can come out of this. Like,
I think it is. I think we're going to see something happen. I mean, yeah. Well, I don't want to beat a dead horse. I just want to fuck a horse. Not you. I mean, you know. I mean, not that you look like a horse. I'm just using his joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think you're beautiful, and I do like having sex with you. But you're a human. Just to point that out. So that's it. Have a great weekend, guys. We love you. We appreciate you. We will be back next week with William Osmond. Very much looking forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
And until then, have a fantastic week. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Wear those masks. And
yeah, just put on a mask. It'll be over soon.
It will be.
It's not forever.
Just ride it out a little bit.
You don't need to wear a mask forever.
No, not forever. All right. Ta-ta.
We're coming through on that ass, baby. You better watch out. You better watch out. What up? H3 coming through on that motherfucking ass, baby. Listen to